You'll always find what you love and love what you find only at Total Wine & More. Curbside pickup and delivery available in most areas. See TotalWine.com for details. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Make the best seat in the house yours. Carbless delivers the handcrafted cocktail experience right to your living room. Bold flavor, no carbs, no sugar, just 100 calories, and all the taste with none of the extra baggage. From kickoff to the final play, Carbless is your game day go-to. Hosting friends, watching with family, or celebrating every big drive, Carbless keeps the good times pouring. So when the game's on the line, make the winning call. Skip the mixing, grab the bliss, and make every seat the best seat in the house. Find Carbless near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
In a year filled with growing pains, question marks, and too many injuries, the Green Bay Packers are back on the national stage. And after a dominant win over the Vikings last week, the Super Bowl hopes may just be back on at 1265 Lombardi Ave.
We're back! Wilson again reaches for the goal line. Packers make him pay. Begins with a throw, or that was the intention, and Micah Parsons had other plans. Rashawn Gary gets there this time and forces an interception. Gary got his hand on it, and Isaiah McDuffie picked it off.
Well, the hope's high, and the division in reach. The G&G will have to go through a familiar foe to make it 3 wins in a row.
Well, you have only to believe if you wish to achieve, Kevin. That rhymed. Unintentional.
And against the team from the Motor City, it just means more. Whether it's on-field altercations between fans and coaches.
Oh, hold on. Who are you talking to like that?
It's a fan. All right, I'm going Packers now. Matt LaFleur's fired up.
Or players wearing a Green Bay Sucks hoodie.
You come in with the Green Bay Sucks hoodie, you're sitting atop the NFC now. Just how sweet is this win?
To come to Lambeau, to win here always feels good, I would say.
Green Bay, 2 words, by the way, Amon-Ra. This rivalry is more than just a notch on the belt. While the Pack took care of business against the Lions in Week 1, anything can happen in this game, especially on Thanksgiving. But with a Toyota-thon Jordan Love trying to get his turkey leg, I like our odds. It's Packers-Lions, Week 13, Thanksgiving,
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Gabe Neitzel, ESPN legend John Anderson, and former Packer Bryan Bulaga. Here's Alex Strouf.
Oh, boy. Big game feel. Week 13 of the NFL season. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Hope you're having a great start to your holiday. I'm definitely one of those people where the entirety of my holiday and my mood is going to lie on this game. I'm just going to be honest with you. We're all flawed people. Nobody's perfect. I'm a flawed individual. You're a flawed individual. We're all flawed individuals in some capacity. The entirety of my mood will lie on this game at noon. Yep, that's just the truth. It's Packers-Lions, big one in the NFC North. Lions are 3-point favorites at Ford Field after the Packers whooped the Lions in Week 1. But that was a long time ago at this point. We're talking 2.5 months ago at Lambeau Field when the Packers took care of the Lions to start off the season, 27-13, but it was really 27-6. We remember that amazing touchdown catch by Isaac Tesla with like less than a minute left to go. So that doesn't really count in my mind. But 27-6, 27-13 was that score in Week 1, but a ton has happened since then. The Packers have been riddled with injuries, including one to their star tight end. They also lost their leading receiver from each of the last 2 seasons just a week after that to a broken collarbone in Jaden Reed, who we found out yesterday will not return today, looking like it will be next week against the Chicago Bears for Jaden Reed's return. But this just has... obviously Thanksgiving always brings a big game feel. Even last year against the Miami Dolphins, which is not a traditional Thanksgiving Day opponent for the Packers, it still felt big because you're on a national stage. You're last year you're ending Thanksgiving. This year you're kicking off Thanksgiving, the first of 3 games today. It always brings that little extra juice, and that's certainly what we have today between the Packers and the Lions here in the NFC North. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. I'm Alex Strouf with you from the mobile studios. I'm in the guest bedroom at my mom's house in northern Wisconsin, so apologies for those of you watching on YouTube for all the bags and assortment of travel gear next to me here as we work on connecting with everybody that will join us throughout the program today. Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga will join us momentarily. Gabe Neitzel of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and of Bucks play-by-play fame. Did the Bucks Heat game last night. Was listening to him on my drive up last night. ESPN's John Anderson as well will join us at some point this morning. Rob Demovsky will join us live from Ford Field at 9:30 this morning. And, of course, the Jason Wilde Hour of Green Bay Game Day is at 10 a.m. Will Summers is the executive producer of the Green Bay Game Day and Green Bay Game Night programs. Appreciate him working on this Thanksgiving. We have Greg Hill running things on the 620 WTMJ side. Appreciate him stepping in this morning. And Owen Dimple running things for us back in the Capitol in downtown Madison at the Everlight Solar Studios. Appreciative of all those fellas for stepping up and showing out here on this Thanksgiving morning as we get you set for Packers-Lions. So I really want to discuss kind of the big topic this week, and that is, A, how good is this Packers defense, and B, how good can this Packers offense be? So let's start on the defensive side, because we went into this season, and perception obviously changes, right? As you get more data and as the season goes on, you learn different things about not only the Packers, but some of their opponents. And when we went into the season, I think we were looking at the schedule going, whew, we're going to find out real fast how good this team is. We're going to find out really fast. Lions Week 1, Commanders coming off of an NFC Championship game in Week 2. You go to the Cowboys Week 4. You play Joe Burrow and the Bengals Week 5. You're going to play some good quarterbacks. You're going to play some high-scoring offenses, some high-powered offenses for the first 5 weeks, not including the Browns, of course. And you're really going to find out who this team is. And defensively, I think through the first 2 weeks he went, holy crap, they have the potential to be the best defense in the NFL. They hold the Lions to 13, but really 6. They hold the Commanders to 18 on a short week on Thursday Night Football, and Jaden Daniels, who so many people thought could be an MVP frontrunner this year. And then all of a sudden they lose in Cleveland, they tie in Dallas, and then they recover by beating the Bengals, the Joe Burrow-less Bengals. And so then you're thinking, okay, maybe they're not as good as we thought. And then 23 to the Cardinals, 25 to the Steelers. They lose to the Panthers. They lose to the Eagles, but hold them to 10 points. And then they get run all over by the New York Giants, Devin Singletary and Tyrone Tracy. And then finally, you get, I think, what is their most complete game last week, 23-6, a win over the Vikings. But against, seriously, statistically, in terms of EPA, like the worst quarterback we've ever seen in J.J. McCarthy. So how for real is that defensive performance? Joining us now is the Super Bowl champion, former first-round pick of the Green Bay Packers, Bryan Bulaga, as I kind of rattle through the resume, if you will, of the Packers defense this season. And Bryan, I'm curious from your perspective. I think they're good. I don't know if they're elite or should be considered the best defense in the National Football League to this point, but I think they're really good. What do you make of the Packers defense and obviously the offseason addition of Micah Parsons through the first 11 games of the season at 7-3-1? Really good, but not elite, right? Or am I off there?
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, you're right. You know what? That's the second time today I've said something to somebody I work with and didn't lead with Happy Thanksgiving. So I'm a jerk. My bad. Happy Thanksgiving, Bryan. Hope you're having a great holiday so far.
Yeah, let's start there. Listen, I think that they are a very high-end defense. I mean, I don't think that there's any doubt about that. I think that, first of all, they've shown spurts throughout this season that they can play at a very elite level. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They've had a bit of inconsistencies from time to time, right? I think we can all agree upon that. There's been halves that they haven't performed at their best, or maybe quarters or spurts of time that they haven't performed at their best. But we've seen lately they've been performing at a very high rate. And you look at the points they've allowed. They've lost against Philly, but what'd they allow? 13 points or whatever it even was.
10 points to Philly. 10 to Philly.
10 points to Philly. I mean, that's a very good performance. In any given situation, you would take that every day of the week.
Despite some of the dysfunction in Philadelphia, and it looks like it could be leading toward implosion for them, I'm going to take 10 points every day of the week. That should be a game you win, given some of the expectations for this offense, regardless of who you're playing. So I agree.
Yes, 100%. So I do think that they're a top 5 defense in this league, in my opinion. I put them as a top 5 defense in this league. I mean, you put them out there against any of the defenses, I think they're a top 5 defense. So, I think that obviously when they're completely healthy, right, you put all the healthy pieces out there and everyone's healthy and everyone's good to go. They're a top 5 defense, in my opinion. And obviously the addition of Micah this summer was what makes them that top 5 defense. I think if you don't add him to this equation, you probably have that probably similar to last year, a top 10, a top 15 defense, if you're looking at it. But you add him, he puts this thing over the top, and he makes this thing a well-oiled machine that it's very difficult to stop this defense. And to me, that's why they're at where they're at right now, from a record standpoint as well.
We're so spoiled in Wisconsin, Bryan, and you probably experienced this with fans as a player. Like, they're 7-3-1. They're very, very much in the mix. And I hate this term, but I'm going to use it anyway. They kind of control their own destiny in the NFC North. It's very winnable. It's very gettable for them if they continue to win football games. That's why I say that. But it seems like the tone in Green Bay is people are still disappointed. Like 7-3-1 isn't a great record. And don't get me wrong, I can diagnose problems. I can understand why people maybe, can acknowledge the shortcoming of this or that. But we're so spoiled. This is a really good football team who still hasn't played their best football, in my opinion. Now, you're running out of leeway in the regular season to make that happen. But
7-3-1 with 2 games against the first-place Bears, a game against the Lions, who you could effectively, I don't want to say end their season, but you could really, really kill their chances today with a win to win the NFC North. I think they can still find a path to the playoffs as a wild card team, but you get a win today, man. You've got the tiebreaker. You sweep them in the regular season. You could do a lot of good things with a win today. So we're so spoiled. But to go back to why I was riffing on the defense a little bit, Bryan, is I think they're really good, but they've got to it's just the consistency. And I'm still a little bit worried about the run defense. And obviously today against Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery is a terrific test to figure out how they can get that back to a level in which you feel very confident in them. But as of right now, yeah, they're I would say they're right around the 5th best defense in the league, top 5 group.
Yeah, and it was funny is actually I don't take much from a certain sports. I mean, maybe more of an entertainment group on social media, but it's Barstool. But Gruden was on there, and he was talking about this matchup today, and he said Gibbs has never had over, I think he said, 60-something yards rushing against the Packers in his matchups against Green Bay. And that's what I believe that's what he said in the clip I watched, which I found unbelievable. I didn't double check him. I'm going to believe Gruden.
I'm going to take him at his word. I mean, I'm trying to think if there is a game, but I mean, ever since Gibbs has come into the league, I feel like this has been a pretty even, low-scoring matchup, with the exception to obviously the blowout in Week 1.
Yeah, so I don't recall Gibbs ever going off in the run game against the Packers like that. So you look at how Green Bay has done against Detroit in the versus the run. They've done a fairly good job kind of containing that group against the run. Now to counter that point, when you do in last year's edition of this, when they have sold out against the run, things have gone a certain way against the pass, right? Like when last year they sold out against the run, they did a good job there, but it leaves you open to certain things against the pass game, which we saw last year a little bit that hurt them in ways. Now, in fairness, now this is a little bit of a different rendition of this defense with Micah and with the confidence that the guys up front are playing with, right? When you feel like you only have to rush 4 to get home. You don't have to add on guys to get home to Goff. You don't have to sell out with 5 or 6 to get to Goff. That's a different feeling, when you have to play those passing downs, and you feel a little more confident with that. So there have been inconsistencies. I mean, I agree with you with that. There have been inconsistencies with the defense, and you've seen it from a quarter here or a quarter there, right? Like the Cincinnati game was one of them. The Arizona game at times, was one of those games. You saw that kind of, but they stood up in that Arizona game at the end, right? They did what they needed to do at the end of that game. So, but lately, when you want this defense to start coming into form, I think they've been playing well, and that to me is what you want to see leading into this stretch of games. And you look at this stretch of games, like I looked at the schedule the other day, and it is not like a very good looking stretch of games. Like it just isn't. The schedule doesn't look good, right? Like as a player, as a former player, like I looked at that thing and then put myself in that locker room like, man, that doesn't look like a very fun closing schedule. Like that looks, when you start the season, you never know how the teams are going to be at the end of the season. You have no idea, right? And you see Baltimore, and you saw how Baltimore was finishing, playing early on. You're like, oh, man, Baltimore, they're going to be.
But now they're turning things around, it seems.
Yes, exactly. And now you're like, okay, so now Baltimore's going to be battling, when they come in here. And now
Denver's 9-2. You've got them.
Yes.
Right? Like, I mean, this is not a pretty stretch, but it's a show us what you're made of stretch, which isn't a bad thing if you have championship expectations like this team does, right? I mean, it's 100%.
100%. So, and I was listening to, or I saw some clips of you and Joshy on, and he's really down. He's really down on the team.
Yeah, and maybe that's why he's clouded my judgment, because you know me, Bryan. I'm like always a glass half full, optimistic, upbeat guy.
Yeah.
And he's dragging me down this week, man. He's really down in the dumps.
He's really down. And the thing is, it's like, I don't want to say that like spoiled or anything. I mean, expectations are always high, and I completely understand that. And I think players should appreciate that. I always appreciated that as a player, that the expectation should be high, right? And when you play for the Packers and you have certain caliber of players on your team, the expectation should be there. You'd rather play with expectations and certain like standards than like, oh man, let's just hope we get in, right? Like that. Like you would rather play with high expectations. That's, there's a certain standard that you want to play with. Your fans expect a certain level that you should play at. So like you can appreciate that as a player. But I think when you're 7-3 and 1, I guess you had that one at the end, it's like not a bad record. Like that's not a bad record by any stretch of the imagination, right? And if you win today and you're 8-3 and 1, there's not much to like sit here and really be upset about at this point in the season, right? Like, yes, you really wish you had the Cleveland game. Yes, like
yes, and Carolina, same thing, exactly.
Yes, like you really wish you had those. Okay, I get that, but this is the NFL. Like these things happen throughout this season, right? Like these ebbs and flows happen.
And Bryan, I know you've heard this phrase a million times from your playing days. Winning ugly, right? Winning ugly is a phrase we use a lot, but there's a very crucial part in the phrase "winning ugly" that is much more important than the other, and that would be the first word over the second word. Winning. Okay. That matters a hell of a lot more than if it's pretty or ugly. That's the matter of fact. All right, I want to talk to you about the offensive line coming up next with Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga. Alex Strouf with you here on Green Bay Game Day. Hey, got to tell you about our friends over at Piggly Wiggly. There's actually one right up the street from where I am, and they're open today, at least for a little bit. The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here. You'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend, and you can redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at their website, shopthepig.com. Piggly Wiggly. Shop the pig and save. We talk offensive line with the offensive line genius. Super Bowl champ Bryan Bulaga coming up next. Green Bay Game Day, ESPN Wisconsin, and 620 WTMJ.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWspinecenter.com. That's OAWspinecenter.com.
Steinhoffel's biggest Black Friday sale is happening now. Save 10% store-wide and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, get a $200 MasterCard rewards card when you use your Steinhoffel's credit card. And get amazing doorbusters like recliners at $229 and sofas just $299. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on everything. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and when it comes to my home, I want a team that I can trust, and that's Lifetime Home Services. From cleaner air and radon safety to custom closets and electrical work, they do it all under one roof. What I'm most excited about right now is their epoxy floors. They make your garage clean, durable, and organized with shelving and storage to get everything off the floor. For over 30 years, families have trusted Lifetime Home Services to make their homes safer and better looking. Trusted solution, lifetime results. Schedule today at lifetimehomeservices.com.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Away we go. Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, continues right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, and of course, 620 WTMJ. I'm Alex Strouf with you alongside Super Bowl champion, former first-round pick of the Packers, my buddy Bryan Bulaga on this Thanksgiving. Thanks for hanging out with us as we get you ready for Packers-Lions coming up at noon Central, 1 o'clock Bryan's time on the East Coast. A big one in the NFC North today. Bryan, I love talking offensive line with you for obvious reasons. I mean, you know a thing or two about the offensive line. But something I love is how candid you are about, you know, they always talk about cross-training players in Green Bay, and you are the first person to raise your hand and admit, hey, man, I was not a guard. I was a tackle. But a word you always use that sticks with me, and I brought this up with Jason Wilde on Weekly Wilde this week, is the word continuity and how important that is to an offensive line. And something they've done each of the last 3 seasons is these rotations. They tried different guys at different times in the game, and I don't get it, and they did it again last week at right guard with the former first-round pick as well, same as you, Jordan Morgan. And then they obviously landed on Anthony Belton after 2 series of Morgan. They kind of calmly and kindly said, hey, buddy, you're gonna take a seat for the rest of the game. We're going to let Belton roll. What do you make of what they're doing at right guard, and what do you think the solution is going forward and into this one against Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult situation, I think, for Jordan Morgan. I think he's been put into a difficult situation. We kind of saw this from Cleveland, right? Like from the Cleveland game. That's how kind of far back this goes, right? Like when he was kind of thrust into a right tackle position that he didn't really get any reps at, right? And he went into the game at right tackle against Myles Garrett, and it didn't really go well. And then in that same game, he was moved again, and he was moved again, and then Belton, and it was kind of musical chairs from that point out, right? And then he was moved around and because Banks got hurt, and he's kind of been on the move since then. And he settled at right guard, and he settled in a little bit at right guard, and he was playing consistently. And then as of late, it just seems like he struggled a little bit, right? And against Minnesota, I think we saw from play 1, he got beat with movement early. But then the couple games prior to that against Philly and against New York, he struggled with power against, Dexter Lawrence. And then obviously who's the big guy from Philly, the big D tackle. I forgot the guy that got ejected week 1. I forgot his name.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah. Yeah, he struggled with power against those guys. And the thing is, it's not that I don't think he can handle power. And like I said this yesterday on Wilde and Towns, there's a difference between handling power as a tackle from the tackle position, and there's a difference handling power at the guard position. Tackles are built and played differently than guards. Like, I played differently and I can handle power differently than, say, Sitton and TJ, right? Like, they were able to handle different body types and different types of players differently than I was, right? Like, and it's just the way guys are built, how they can play and things like that. So when I see people saying, like, well, if he can't even play guard, there's no way he can play tackle. Well, like, I disagree with that, because, like, I was very similar to that to my rookie year. Now, am I saying he and I are similar? No, like, I can't say that either, because, like, first of all, we've never seen him really play any snaps at tackle in an NFL regular season game. That's what makes this whole thing a little cloudy, right? Like, he got the snaps at right tackle against Cleveland, but he's never taken any snaps even at right tackle during the preseason. So, like, he was kind of thrown in there. So, like, that's what makes this whole thing a little cloudy, because he's been taking left tackle snaps during preseason and training camp, but then goes and plays right tackle. So, like, it's what muddies this whole thing up for him a little bit. And then obviously against Minnesota, he's struggling. They put Belton in, and Belton plays well, right? Like, I mean, he plays well. Belton's a huge body, and
huge body.
Yeah, he's a big body, and you watch Belton move, and Belton's, he played left tackle in college, and he's moving. Belton moves well for a man his size. Like, right, he moves really well for a guy his size. Don't know what the translation is from, what his best position is, so to speak. He played right tackle already this season, right? He got right tackle snaps. Is his best position at guard? Is it at tackle? I don't know yet. His rep count is still too low to judge that, but seeing how he's played at tackle and how he played at guard against Minnesota, he played really well at guard, right? And to me, I think going forward, we're probably going to see him take majority of these snaps at guard, would be my guess, right?
I hope so.
And that's going to be what we see. The only thing I would guess is that if something happens and he struggles at some point, we may see another rotation, another swap.
Yeah, I don't think the leash is terribly long for either of those guys.
No, and that to me gets back to our continuity situation of when you already have a new center in Sean Ryan, right? It makes things difficult now for when you're rotating guards in like that, for him to get on the same page with the guy next to him, right? Because he's already, I get he's been around a while, right? Like, he's technically, it's a very young group to begin with, but he's considered an older guy in that group because he's been here for a while, but he's new at that position. So now to be having technically young players swapping in and out at that right guard position next to him while he's new at that position, the communication level now on the road in Detroit in a tough environment, that's a difficult situation. The only consistent piece there is Zach Tom at the right tackle position. He's probably able to adjust to that very easily because he's a veteran at that position, right? He's able to adjust to that probably, very easily. He's probably fine with that. But for the most part, it's what I would be concerned about is the center, right? Being able to communicate with the guy next to him and the blocking and all that next to the guy next to him. So if I'm going to take a stab at this, I would guess that it's going to be Belton to start this thing, and they're going to let him go with this and see how it goes for a while, because I truly believe that Jordan Morgan is a tackle, and I think that left tackle is probably going to be his path, because I
would guess next year, right?
Yeah, because I still believe when I've seen him in the preseason take snaps at left tackle, I think he's looked good at left tackle, and
he had a really solid preseason.
Yes, and like I know we can't judge everything off of that, but like I can only judge it based off what I've seen in the snaps that are given. So like that's all I can judge it off based off the body of work, right? Like I can only judge it based off that, and I can't judge it based off some right tackle snaps against Myles Garrett in Cleveland. Like I'm sorry, like you can give me any tackle against Myles Garrett. And listen,
they're probably not going to look that good. Yeah.
No, exactly. So, like,
as great as you were, Bryan, no offense. I don't know how good you'd look against Myles Garrett.
No. I mean, I don't know how many times I went against him. I mean, I'm trying to count, but, like, I think he stayed over by Dave most of the time, thankfully, when we played Cleveland. So, like, I didn't get to see him too many times. But, yeah, so, like, stayed over by Dave.
Stay over.
But, yeah, like, stay over by Dave. But, like, the thing is, like, even – in your preferred position going against Myles Garrett, it's not like going to be great all the time. Yeah. So like that's why I'm like pumping the brakes on it. I'm not making the judgment based on how he's playing guard, but I think going forward we're going to see Belton there until until otherwise.
Yeah, let's hope, and we'll see. I mean, and I'm sure Homer and Tausch will talk about it if that is the case or if that's not the case on Green Bay game night coming up after the game. Bryan, Bulaga, Alex Strouf with you. Hey, Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason, distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. Rob Demovsky, ESPN NFL Nation reporter, joins us live from Ford Field. Coming up next, it's Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, right here on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
This season, give gifts that are always a win. Island Resort and Casino gift cards, gaming and dining, poolside fun and overnight stays. Gift cards unlock endless island adventures, like championship golf rounds on Sweetgrass and Sage Run, a blissful escape to the Drift Spa, and an unforgettable evening in the Island Showroom. To buy Island Resort and Casino gift cards, stop by the Island Club or call 877-ISL-SHOW now.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation. Whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
Sometimes the best escape is the one you can take every day right at home. Hey, it's Jen Latta. Between covering football games, traveling, and chasing my kids around, my schedule can get pretty hectic. That's why my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas has become my go-to for balance and recovery. The gentle, radiant heat helps me relax, sweat out stress, and recharge so I'm ready for whatever's next. You can feel the same calm and reset. Just stop by the Good Health Saunas showroom in Waukesha or visit goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Waukesha South McQuantico senior swimmer Ella Antonuski. Competing in her home pool at the WIAA Division I State Championships, Ella capped off a legendary high school career, taking home her fourth first-place finish in both the 200-yard freestyle and 500-yard freestyle. That feat makes her just the second girl in Wisconsin history to win 4 state titles in 2 separate events, joining Waukesha North's Connie Wright. Antonuski dominated the competition, finishing over 2 seconds ahead in the 200 free and more than 3 seconds clear in the 500 free to complete an incredible double four-peat. The University of Georgia commit also got to share the moment with her younger sister Avery, who medaled in 2 events, making the day even more special for the Antonuski family. Congratulations to Ella Antonuski, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Thanksgiving edition, Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Thanks for hanging with us as we get you ready for Packers-Lions. I'm Alex Strouf alongside Gabe Neitzel, who shined last night, might I add. He kept me company on my drive up north here as he called Bucks Heat last night on the Bucks Radio Network. Very well done by the great Gabe Neitzel. Bryan Bulaga, the Super Bowl champion, with us. And joining us now is our buddy. He is the bold, the bald, the beautiful ESPN NFL Nation reporter, Rob Demovsky from Detroit. Happy Thanksgiving. Robert, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Alex. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Appreciate you, my friend. What should we expect from an injury standpoint today? Because that list is like a million long. So just give us the long and short update from an injury front.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of bizarre because we didn't see him practice at all this week. You know, I mean, usually we get to go watch him run around on the field at least for a little bit. You know, the 3 guys that didn't play last week that are questionable, right? It's Keyshawn Nixon. Was it Matthew Golden, Quay Walker, and Nixon got hurt in the game. And I feel like there's one other that's questionable. It'd be hard to imagine, you know, somebody who got hurt in the game, which is what happened with Keyshawn, being able to play this week on such a short turnaround. But it's so hard to predict. The only thing that we do know for sure is Josh Jacobs is playing, and that's probably the most important one. Maybe on the whole list, you know, maybe other than Matthew Golden. Now they brought up a receiver, Will Shepard, from the practice squad, which tells you that you know that they have issues at receiver, and they brought up a DB, which tells you that they're concerned about corner. So, you know, I would think the Packers could be down a couple of guys in both of those spots.
Hey, Rob, how's it going, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving.
Good, Brian. I see your old buddy TJ Lang down there on the field doing his thing in the wrong colors.
How's he look? Does he look nice and jolly in this holiday season?
Yeah, I mean, he's wearing a lot of Hawaiian blue, though. I think you gotta give him a hard time for that. I know that's where he finished his career, and he works for the Lions now, but it still seems strange to me. But whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But so, what, in your opinion, where? I mean, I know you didn't get to see any guys on the field this week, which obviously, like you said, is weird. But do you think they're going with Belton at right guard to start this thing out today?
Yep, they talked him up this week big time. Very happy with the way he played. The question now, Brian, is it you know, a rotation with Jordan Morgan, or is this Anthony Belton's job from snap one to the end? And I would tend to think that Belton has earned the job. You know. And the way Steno was talking this week, offense coordinator Amstedovich was talking like it was almost like, you know, they're putting Morgan aside for right now, and he said something to the effect of he's going to be a good football player for us which tells you that he's not going to be a good football player for them right now. You just sort of read into it like, basically it's like eventually Jordan Morgan will play, but right now he will not. So I think, I think they got something that they like there with Pelton at right guard. And I would expect to see that going forward today and perhaps, the rest of the way if he plays well.
All right. So you don't think so? I mean, Strouf and I were just talking about this. So, like, you don't think that there's, any way that there's like a rotation potentially if things don't go perfect in, say, the first, quarter or something like that?
I mean, they've rotated more with this coaching staff on the offensive line than I've seen, maybe any staff or anybody do around the league. So I wouldn't rule anything out, Brian, but I do think this is the time of the year where, man, you better find your continuity and you better get those guys working together for the stretch run. So I don't know. I would bet against any rotation today.
Yeah, that's what I assume too.
Rob, it's a copycat league. We all know that. And the Lions had been pretty good against the pass until last week. They hadn't given up 250 yards in a game. They almost gave up 400 through the air against Jameis Winston and the Giants last week. Is there anything the Packers can copy from the way the Giants attacked that Lions defense and apply it to what they're going to do today?
The one thing that this Lions defense does is they keep you in front for the most part. Like, they don't give up a lot of yards after catch. I don't know if those guys just did it all through the air and beat them over the top. But that certainly could be a way to get attack these guys downfield.
Oh, they did. I mean, it was Jameis. Robert's Jameis Winston. That's the only thing he does.
Well, yeah,
he just drops back and hucks it.
Yeah, I did see the highlights. So that is, but I mean, like, if you're going to throw it 7 yards over the middle to Romeo Doubs, he's probably going to get tackled after 8 yards. Like, this isn't a defense that's going to allow you to get to break tackles. So the over the top method. And look, we saw it 2 years ago here in the first play of scrimmage when they dialed up that deep ball for Christian Watson, and it really sent a message to the rest of the league that Jordan Love can throw the ball downfield, and they're willing to do it. Now, they were not willing to do it last week for whatever reason, and it obviously worked against the Vikings. But I suspect, Gabe, that they will have a much different game plan today. I mean, they're going to have to outscore these guys, and I know people have been down a little bit on the Lions offense, and obviously there's been change in play callers, but I believe the Lions are averaging about 32, 33 points a game at home. The Packers are scoring more than a touchdown more on the road. They're at almost 28 a game on the road compared to 20-some, low 20s at home. So I do think, this could be a shootout type game. I really do.
Oh, wow. I was kind of feeling the opposite way on a short week. I thought this would be a low-scoring game as we chat with Rob Demovsky here on Green Bay Game Day. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Bryan Bulaga hanging out with you on this Thanksgiving. Rob, what's the status with Jordan Love? The opposite hand handoffs last week. Obviously, we know he's dealing with, is it the AC joint sprain? It's a separated shoulder of sorts. But he's playing, and he looked pretty good overall last week. But what's his status here on a short week?
Yeah, I do think the injury is painful. And I asked him this week on, I guess it was Tuesday, I said, if this was your throwing shoulder, would you be able to actually play? And he goes, I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't see how you could play with it. So that tells me it's a significant injury, even though you're not using the left shoulder or the left arm to throw. It's painful. Like anytime you're distracted by pain, I would think that would impact you in some ways. Now I'm sure they'll give him, whatever sort of pain anti-inflammatory that they can give him, and he'll be, he'll play through it. But I mean, I do think, it's not going to affect him from a mechanical standpoint, a play calling standpoint, but it could affect him just from a mental standpoint. And then, it's not a minor injury. It is an injury. It just so happens that it's not an injury to his throwing shoulder, which is, pretty fortunate. He's had 2 injuries this year, and they've both been to the left arm and hand, the thumb and the shoulder. And, I guess if you're the Packers or if you're Jordan Love, you're thinking, well, at least we got pretty lucky there.
That's what I'm thankful for.
Hey, Rob, I don't know how much access you had to everyone this week, but what was the defensive side talking about? How, obviously, after that performance by Gibbs, against the Giants. What are they thinking of how they're going to try to slow him down, not just from running the football, but obviously how big of a weapon he is out of the backfield and catching the football and everything he does. I mean, obviously they shut him down in week 1, but this is a different outfit now.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a different play caller and different offense. I was going to say, though, Brian, they should throw the tape in from week 1 and look at the 10 catches for 31 yards. I mean, that they held Gibbs to. I mean, it was an incredible tackling, incredible. A lot of those, I get it, were check downs and dump offs, but I mean, they obviously did very, very well. I can tell you this, Brian, the Packers feel really, really good about their front seven. They feel good about the pass rush. They feel good about the way the linebackers have played, even without Quay Walker. I mean, McDuffie, maybe had one of his best games. Cooper was pretty good. I think this defense is very, very confident in their front seven. Jeff Hafley feels really good about it. And if they can, get by in the secondary, if Keyshawn doesn't play, Kamal Hadden had never played a single snap of defense until this past week, and the coaches say he performed well. So, I think they're optimistic. The back end, will hold up at the cornerback position. But elsewhere, they feel pretty good. Even the safeties, obviously. I think Evan Williams is starting to play his best football. I thought maybe early in the year, he wasn't maybe as good as he was as a rookie. So I do think Jeff Hafley and those guys feel pretty good.
And Rob, hey, what is going on?
They're not going to try to bench Carrington Valentine, are they? Once Nate Hobbs comes back.
No, he's played way too well, and this is a guy.
Okay.
The guy who played really
That's
well.
what I'm saying. He's been their best corner, Rob.
Yeah, like from July 28th or whatever the first practice was.
Well, they always got to take the hard route, don't they? Took it to what week? What was it? Week 6, week 7?
It takes you a while to get there. Yeah, it just takes you a minute to get there.
And Rob, what is going on with Van Ness? Like what is the deal here? Like what is?
Yeah, it's not good.
What's the issue here?
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, the injury, it's back. I mean, he's got it did not, they didn't do surgery, and they thought it was healing, and he played 5 snaps in the first half on Sunday against the Vikings and was in some pain, and then he tried to go in the second half and just played 1 play, and that was it. So, it's not a good situation, and we're getting to the time of the year here where, starting to wonder if he's going to be able to make any impact on his team. It's too bad because I think he was off to a pretty good start. Especially some of the packages, that cheetah package that they moved. One of the edge rushers inside, and they had Gary Van Ness and Micah Parsons on the field together. I thought that was effective. The first couple of weeks of the season, and it's an unfortunate situation, but. They will not have him this week, and it does not look like they will have him anytime soon.
Terrific. All right.
Is it a high ankle? I'm just curious. Or is it like a Liz Frank?
I think it's a foot structural issue. Whether it's a Jones fracture, Liz Frank, it is a foot situation, not an ankle.
Okay.
They just keep piling up. Rob, we'll get you out of here on this. You mentioned you think it's a shootout. So
I do.
Do you think that means it goes down to the wire?
They all do, don't they? I mean, it's just they can never make it easy. It seems like, except for last week. I have to write something that is filed basically at the gun. And more often than not this season, I have 2 things written. One if they lose, one if they win. And I just open 2 files. And I keep them both up during the game, and I work on both of them because you just never know. But I do think, I think we're in for a treat today. I really do. I think this is, there's always energy in Detroit on Thanksgiving, but there's really a vibe here just from walking around this last night and this morning. I think I haven't seen a lot of Packers fans, and that's the one thing about this game too is that. I don't think a lot of Packers fans, put Detroit on their schedule of places to go.
Yeah.
And then 2, being Thanksgiving. I don't think Packers fans necessarily, want to take a trip on Thanksgiving. This is always, when the Lions have been good the last couple of years, this is a great atmosphere. Now, there were plenty of years, Brian, where they were bad and this place was half empty on Thanksgiving. Remember that? I mean, But there were never a lot of Packers fans here for this game. So I think this is a tough situation. Especially with the Lions really needing this one, and I do think we're gonna be in for a treat today. I really do.
What's the spread in the press box for you guys at Detroit? Is it a good Thanksgiving meal or not so good?
See, you're going to get me in trouble again. The Lions got mad at me a couple of years ago because I said on a radio show, and I stand by this, the turkey tastes like the stuffing tastes like the mashed potatoes taste like the gravy, and the gravy tastes like the paper plate that we eat it off of.
Well, you just said it again on a radio show, so just want to break that one to you.
I'm optimistic that maybe it's better. The Lions have gotten better as a team, so maybe their food has gotten better. But I'm not holding out hope. I'm gonna try to find a place for dinner tonight about 8:00 when I get done working.
Very good. Rob Demovsky, we appreciate you, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the game. We'll be reading you at ESPN.com and hearing you across ESPN Wisconsin. Thanks, Rob.
All right, guys. Thanks. We'll be seeing you.
The great Rob Demovsky here on Green Bay Game Day. Alex Strouf, Bryan Bulaga, Gabe Neitzel with you. And whether it's a cold Lambeau breeze, a rainy afternoon, or that perfect fall football chill, you want windows that can handle it all. It's cold out there. It really is. I was out with the dog this morning. Oh, baby, is it getting chilly out there. And if you spent last winter thinking that it was time for new windows, it's good you waited because you can save big right now with Window Nation. 50% off all window styles, plus you can get 0% financing for 5 years. That sale ends soon, so visit their website, windownation.com, to get started today. We will take a look at I Need a Hero, presented by Network Health, coming up next on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
It all began 53 years ago with one belief. Every family deserves support, and every child deserves a safe place to learn and grow. When you join the team at La Causa, you support giving children a chance to learn, to grow, to dream. Their team doesn't just show up for work, they show up for the community. As teachers, caretakers, clinicians, and social workers, united by compassion, education, and opportunity, help change lives every day by embarking upon a rewarding career at La Causa. Apply today at lacausa.org/careers.
It's back, Black Friday at Wilde Automotive Group, and it's our biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off, or 0% financing, or 0 down. We'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. Our biggest savings of the year, lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back now at every Wilde location.
On select models with approved credit offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Right now, you can get 40% off your Iron Jock gear. Use code HOLIDAY40. That's HOLIDAY40 for 40% off your order. Shop now at ironjock.com.
The grill is hot, the crowd is loud, and the flavor? That's all Coop's Mustard. Hey, it's Alex Strouf. For over 125 years, Coop's has been the MVP of Game Day Eats with 14 bold flavors that make every brat, burger, and pretzel a championship bite. Because Coop's isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. The kind that turns tailgates into traditions and touchdowns into taste bud celebrations. This football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coop's. Coop's Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to senior NBA writer at The Ringer, Howard Beck. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You gotta go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Happy Thanksgiving, Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Continues right here on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. You can even watch us. We're all over the state/country. We're Gabe's at his parents' house. I'm at my mom's house. Brian's at his house in Florida. So quite a visual today on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, the Super Bowl champion.
Wait, so is Brian hosting? Are you hosting? You got to be responsible for people and food and all those sorts of things today, Brian?
Just my mother-in-law who lives down here. We don't have a bunch of people. We normally do Christmas where we have a bunch of people in. Because, I got my brother in Scottsdale and my sister in South Dakota. So my parents kind of disperse where they go for the holidays. So I normally have everyone down here for Christmas. So that's where the big responsibility of hosting comes. Thanksgiving, we kind of keep it low key and do that. But the turkey will go on here shortly on the Traeger and kind of go from there.
Yeah, it's the way to do it.
Yep. Go from there.
You're speaking Gabe's language right now, if it's going on the Traeger. All right, here we go. It's time now for I Need a Hero. But before we get to that, actually, I just want to say something on this Thanksgiving. Find somebody that loves you like Lil Wayne loves the Green Bay Packers. Tweets this morning. Thankful for my team. Happy Thanksgiving to all, and to all a Go Pack Go from Lil Wayne. The Great American Order on Twitter this morning. Very good. All right, time now for I Need a Hero, which is presented by Network Health. Each of us going to pick who we think needs to step up and be the hero of the game for the Packers against the Detroit Lions here on this Thanksgiving. Network Health honored to serve many veteran members and also proud to count veterans among their employees because they're based right here in Wisconsin. They are able to develop health plans specifically with their veterans in mind. Bonnie Tyler says I need a hero, and Gabe Neitzel says I need a hero. Gabe, your hero of the game.
I'm looking at Christian Watson. I think he's got to step up and have a big game for the Packers. And the reason why I asked Rob the question is because, the Giants, they were able to beat that Lions team over the top. And it's not like by taking those deep drops, it got them in trouble. The Lions only had one sack against the Giants last week. So I think if the Packers want to be able to score points and try to keep up with the weapons that the Lions have, somebody's got to step up in that receiver room. And he's the only one who's shown he can be that consistent, explosive player. And as we discussed last week, Strouf, I think he's the only wide receiver that they've had who's been there for multiple years that has shown growth over his time there. Everybody else is just kind of who they were since they came in as a rookie. We have seen some real growth out of Christian Watson, and he broke out, had that huge game a couple of Thanksgivings ago. I think he can do it again.
So I love this pick. I totally agree with everything you just said. The one part I would just put an asterisk on is I just feel for Jaden Reed because I feel if he hadn't gotten injured week 2, we would have seen some growth this year. And we'll likely see him back next week against Chicago. But that's a guy who it's almost like a crap. I just wish he would have had the full season to see how he's grown and how he could contribute to this offense with the addition of obviously Matthew Golden and Christian Watson coming back and showing his improvement. But I agree with you. I love that pick from you, Gabe. Let's go to Brian Bulaga, your hero of the game.
All right, I'm going to go with and I never do this, but I'm going to go with the offensive line because of Jordan Love being a little banged up, right? I think this is a game where because it's going to be a high-scoring game. At least I believe so, too. I'm kind of on board with that. And if we're going to be throwing the ball a lot with Jordan Love having a banged-up shoulder, and obviously quarterbacks, if they're going to get hit, they're going to, put their non-throwing shoulder in the way. And that non-throwing shoulder is currently injured for our quarterback. So I'd prefer if our offensive line didn't allow him to get hit. That would be the goal. So for me, I would love our offensive line to be the heroes today. Don't allow him to get touched. Clean pockets, clean areas for him to step up, throw into. Because if he's got time to just kind of sit back there and dissect this Lions defense, I mean, it'll be, I don't want to say it'll be easy, but it'll make things a lot cleaner, for this offense to just operate if he has time to do what he needs to do.
Yeah, both of you are spot on. I mean, that's the key to success today is letting this offense get going through the air specifically, which the Giants had so much success with a week ago. And as Gabe called it earlier, it's a copycat league. So I love both these picks. I was going to go with the easy Jordan Love, and I guess that would make us kind of a beautiful symphony if I do pick Jordan Love. Despite the banged-up shoulder, if he targets Christian Watson in the offensive line, gives him time to throw the ball, I think we could see a really impressive offensive output from the Packers today on this Thanksgiving, like they did 2 years ago. In this time slot, technically. I guess they kicked off at 11:30 2 years ago. Now they kicked it back to noon. But they go to Detroit, and they have a ton of success on the road in this game. Another breakout national television game for Jordan Love in his first year as a starter 2 years ago. Can we see a repeat performance from him in this Packers offense today? That is what I'm hoping for. Jordan Love, my hero of the game, which is presented by Network Health. All right, hour one in the books of Green Bay Game Day. We've got 2 hours remaining, which means the middle hour is the Jason Wilde Hour. The three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, the co-host of Wilde & House, will join us. Coming up next, we'll play a little yes or no. We'll get our official injury reports, and we'll get some more insight from our buddy Jason Wilde. Coming up next on Green Bay Game Day. But first, got to tell you about my friends at Coops Mustard. It's not Wisconsin football without brats on the grill and Coops Mustard on top. Though I know it's Thanksgiving and turkey is the hit, I'm making a ham right now. I've had the ham in the oven for 27 minutes, and there's going to be some Coops Mustard involved with that on the side, a little honey Dijon on the side. Coops, part of my game day tradition, should be part of your game day tradition. From classic yellow to spicy brown, they bring the flavor. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897. Jason Wilde joins us coming up next on Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Game day in Green Bay means friends, food, football, and fun. But first, make sure your ride looks the part. Whether you're rolling up to the tailgate, headed to the watch party, or just cruising around town, a clean car sets the tone for victory. At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you'll get a fast, premium shine every time. Plus free vacuums and detailing tools keep things looking spotless inside and out. With 13 locations and growing across Wisconsin, it's easy to swing through your way to the action. Kick off game day the right way. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine Specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com.
This holiday season, celebrate where Milwaukee comes together. 3rd Street Market Hall. Whether you're planning a private party, a semi-private gathering, or a festive social night out, we've got the space, the flavor, and the fun to make it unforgettable. With incredible local food vendors, craft cocktails, and built-in entertainment like shuffleboard, games, and more, your group will have a holiday party they'll talk about all year long. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for more information on booking your event.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We
we've talked about this. Yeah, your Jingle for Your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new flavor, Peppermint Brownie Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat with a flaky crust and sweet icing. It's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off key.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 15 retired in honor of Butch Lee. He finished in 78, and the number retired the next season. It's hard to believe that any player could ever equal what Butch Lee did at Marquette. Part of the national championship team in 77, and the Final Four MVP, and the next season, the consensus National Player of the Year. So much success, it's not necessary to bring up any statistics. Number 15, Butch Lee, did everything. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, our experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. today to get started. 262-783-6161.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's finally game day.
6, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay, Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Gabe Neitzel, Jason Wilde, ESPN legend John Anderson, and former Packer Bryan Bulaga. Here's Alex Strouf.
Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. It's Packers-Lions. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Thanks for hanging with us as we get you ready for that big one here in the NFC North. I'm Alex Strouf alongside Mr. Worldwide, Gabe Neitzel, the Super Bowl champion, Bryan Bulaga, and now joined in the 10 o'clock hour by the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, the co-host of Wilde and Tausch. You read him at channel3000.com and the Jason Wilde's Extra Points newsletter, which I had delivered to my inbox as soon as this program began at 9 a.m. It is our buddy Jason Wilde. Hey, Jason, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for being with us.
Happy to be here. Where are you? I'm used to seeing you in the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios. I assume that's not like your childhood bedroom up here in Green Bay, because that still has like the Transformers bed sheets and everything else, just like you left it, right?
So my parents have both moved many times. My dad moved to Nevada. My mom is now in Manitowoc, which is where I am. So this is just a normal, regular, schmegular guest bedroom. But I should correct you. The sheets I had growing up were NFL sheets. So it was all the team logos. I still have one of those comforters laying around somewhere, a very nice comforter with all 32 logos, though I think one of them has changed for sure in Washington. But probably a couple others as well. So, LA Rams, they were St. Louis at the time, so a couple probably have changed.
Oakland Raiders.
So anyway,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, the logo's the
same.
Fun
trip down memory lane with Strouf's bedroom.
Yeah, indeed. So this is just regular schmegular guest bedroom. So anyway, we've discussed a couple things at length this morning, and I would like to hit you with this one because I think this has become so there's this phrase the young kids say, like, this is my Roman Empire. Have you heard this before?
Maybe 6-7 times.
Well done. So Gabe
this is my version of Gabe's Lucas Havlicek and Brandon McManus situation, which it infuriated him to no end.
We've been freed. Yes. We're free at last. One kicker on the roster.
Lucas Havlicek released yesterday by the Green Bay Packers. But the rotation on the offensive line, man, it's bothering the crap out of me. But it sounds like Anthony Belton should have a little bit of a leash as he will start at right guard today. Am I reading this correctly?
Yeah, I believe that will be the case. They did not make any sort of official announcement, but yeah, when Adam Stenavich stands up there and says, when somebody asks, well, what does this mean for Jordan Morgan? Well, he's going to keep competing. That's exactly what he said about Yosh Nijman when he was no longer the left tackle. So I assume that they will not be rotating. I keep referring to the great Bryan Bulaga because I cannot be more appreciative of him, not only as a dude and our friend and a great teammate, but he is unfailingly honest. And the fact that he has publicly admitted on many occasions that he could not play guard. Like, people don't do that. Well, a different situation, it would have been fine, or, I just didn't get enough reps there. No. Blue's just like, can't do it, can't play it. And guess what? I think Jordan Morgan could take a cue from Bryan Bulaga. The problem is, unlike Bryan's coaches who said, okay, we should probably put this guy at tackle then, they kept putting him at guard. And it did not work. So I think he'll be your left tackle in 2026. I do not think he'll be your right guard today, unless Anthony Belton injures himself, and then back to this same routine will go.
Great. That's my insight, Bryan. Great.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing. I mean, again, I don't think Jordan Morgan's going to come out and say, I can't play guard. I don't think he's going to do that. Oh boy, it's like the Christmas story. Your dog's going after that turkey, Jason.
The Bumpuses have arrived, yes.
Yeah. They're going after the turkey. I don't think he's going to do that. But from the way Steno probably said that in the presser, he's going to compete still. That sounds kind of like, yeah, it's going to be Belton from here on out unless something happens, and that's gonna be the way that goes. And like, listen, Strouf, we talked about this. This roller coaster for Jordan Morgan started in Cleveland when they kicked him out to right tackle against Myles Garrett, and he had never taken any reps at right tackle. And you're moving the guy all over the place and expecting him to perform at a certain level, and it was never going to be that way. And unfortunately now, he has a couple bad weeks in a row, and it stood out, really. It stood out against Philly, against the Giants, and then obviously play one against Minnesota. That really, that gets everyone's attention when it's the first play of the game and everything like that. I understand. And then you get everyone on you, and really it's social media. It's everyone on social media is on your back, and I get it. And it's difficult. It's difficult as a player because it's hard to avoid. You're seeing it. I get it, right? It's hard on him. So he's not going to come out and say anything about it. He just has to continue to just work. And that's literally what it is. Just work. Just try to get better as a player. Just keep your head down and just go about your business and work and work and work. But for the time being of this starting lineup, it's got to be Belton going forward. That's just the way this has to be right now. He went in against Minnesota. He played really well, right? He did what he needed to do. He played really well. He's a physical big body. He moves well laterally. He seemed to work really well with Zach Tom too. So to me, that's the combo they got to go with. And as long as what Jason said, as long as nothing happens to him physically, which seems to be, unfortunately, what's been going on with this group. That's been the issue with this group. Someone gets banged up, right? That's been the problem. As long as this group stays healthy, I think that's going to be what we see going forward, right? Is that the five that we see go out there to start this game.
Continuity, Bryan. That's been your word when we talk about the offensive line, and that hopefully is what we get starting today in Detroit. I'm really intrigued to know what's on Gabe Neitzel's brain. Gabe, what's on your brain?
So I've been thinking about this throughout the course of the week, and I completely agree with the game plan and what they had to do in order to beat the Vikings. And LaFleur saying, I've never called the same play 7 times in a row before. And getting out of Minnesota and being as conservative as they were, made sense. Jordan Love's banged up to the point where he can't use his left arm to hand off the football. But this is still a team that has run the ball probably more than they should have. And seeing the success that the Giants had throwing the ball against the Lions, I'm curious to see if the Packers can make that shift, if it's needed today, to be able to throw the ball a little bit more. Because this year, this team is 6th in rushing attempts in the NFL. They're 24th in yards per attempt. And it's the inverse when they pass. They're 24th in pass attempts, but 6th in yards per attempt.
Oh, really?
So they're clearly an efficient team when they throw the football, but they just, for whatever reason, refuse to do it because they have rules of, it's a light box, so we have to run it. Don't care if it's 3rd and 3. Oh, we got to rush to the football. It's 4th and 1. Got to run the football. That's just what we do. And I'm wondering if they can actually make that pivot and throw the football if they get into a shootout today. Because I think that, again, we talk about Christian Watson, his growth. I think they've got guys, if Matthew Golden is healthy, and even Luke Musgrave can help stretch the field if they want to throw the ball down the field. I'm just curious if they are willing and able to make that pivot if they need to today.
Jason, I want to get your thoughts on that in 1 second. I just want to give Gabe credit because he waited an hour and 16 minutes into the program to drop that stat, the inverse stat, that I know he's been hanging on to the whole program. So props to Gabe for waiting an hour 16. Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, Gabe, first of all, I don't think Matthew Golden is healthy. He may play today, but he's not healthy, right? First he had the shoulder, now he's got the wrist. Second of all, any game plan where you make sure you suggest that Luke Musgrave can be a prominent part of it because he's able to catch the ball down the field is a little bit of a hopeful strategy, right? I mean, based on what we see.
Yeah, because I'm hoping they throw the football, Jason. When do they realize that this isn't last year's team? They have to realize that this is not last year's team, and they can't do the same stuff that they did a year ago.
I know you're very excited to see Josh Jacobs back in the lineup, so I'm sure that's not affecting your Thanksgiving vibe at all. Here's what I would say.
24 carries for 3.5 yards a chunk. Can't wait.
Again, as I said about Bryan, I appreciate your transparency and your authenticity. Look, they've got Christian Watson, who's healthy. They've got Romeo Doubs, who is healthy. They've got 3 guys that at tight end that you wish you could take them and put them into a stew and swirl them around and have them come out as Tucker Kraft, but that doesn't work that way. They won't have Savion Williams today. Golden is diminished. Even if he plays, he is diminished. They don't have Jaden Reed back. So I guess I'm looking at their passing game going, and look, my guy Wicks, he's been solid but unspectacular, right? Like last week, he had a couple of big catches. He's kind of the forgotten man a little bit after the time he missed with the calf injury. And then there's always Malik Heath, who continues to smile and chuckle at me every time I see him in the locker room after I bumped into him at Meyer after I had given him the 3rd degree on why he didn't make the trip to New York. And he told me all the reasons he didn't get kept home. And we never got to why he did because he was told by Matt LaFleur not to tell us. So
wait, is this bad luck? Has Tausch given you crap for this being bad luck? Because the last time you saw a Packers player in the Wild, it didn't end well for them.
That was a year and a half later that Chipotle Ben got released.
All right. Well, around this time next year, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for Malik Heath.
I think that's a really good point by Gabe. It's a kiss of death.
If only I had seen Lucas Havrasik at church sooner, you'd have been happier. So my point is that I don't think they're fully stocked at the moment. I do think they're going to have to throw the football successfully today. There's no doubt about that. But I am curious if they can get Golden back to being healthy. And look, I don't know Matthew Golden. I've talked to him, a dozen times maybe since they drafted him. He and I have had a couple of off-the-record back and forths, but not a lot. I don't claim to know him as well as I know some other players. So I don't want to question whether or not he's able to play through injury or not, but he's missed games and he's left games early, right? So I don't know, at your first year in the NFL, and Bryan knows this, you learn how to take care of your body better. Micah Parsons was talking about this with us earlier in the week. He was terrible at that. Like, he didn't do any of the stuff he should have been. He just relied on, hey, I'm an athletic freak. And by the end of the season, his numbers started to go down his rookie year, and I think it happened in year 2 as well. So my point is that if they can get Golden healthy, if they can, I don't know what they're doing with Savion Williams. He's walking around in a walking boot all week. Then they have him return some kicks and play 3 snaps, and now it's exacerbated the problem to the point where he's not available today. I have said repeatedly, without Tucker Kraft, I do not believe this is a Super Bowl team. If I am wrong and we're all out in Santa Clara in February, great, but I don't think so. But what they can do is if they can get these guys healthy, I think we have been derelict in our duty, or at least I have been, in appreciating how much Jayden Reed really means to this offense. And so when he comes back next week, which I have thought was the plan all along, I think he's going to have an impact. You've seen the impact Watson has had. They have some pieces where you can think, okay, for the last 5 games or so, there's a chance they could be way more explosive offensively, and they can keep Gabe Neitzel happy by not running the damn ball so much. I think there's the potential for that. Whether or not it happens, I'm not a predictor of the future.
No, you're not.
I want to
not
just
a
clarify.
prognosticator to begin with. Go ahead, Gabe.
I just want to clarify. I don't have a problem with running the football if you're good at it. The problem is this team's not good at it.
They were good at it last year, and to your point, maybe that still clouds Matt LaFleur's judgment. I do think they talk about rules all the time. And I know, Strouf is a rule breaker. That's what he does.
Bad boy, some would say. Yeah, bad boy.
That has some appeal to some folks.
I think of more troublemaker like Woody Woodpecker.
No, bad boy.
Bad boy does not come to mind. I don't know.
Brian, whose team are you on here?
I don't know,
Costanza during that bad boy face. It's clearly an act.
I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick of how many times I've been compared to Costanza the last month on this program. By the way, go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
We need to move on. My point simply is, I agree with Gabe that it feels like they run the ball too frequently. Now, I would add, and this was something we were talking about with Hafley, the Lions will run on a 3rd and 7 a lot, but it's because they intend to go for it on 4th and 3. Mm-hmm. The Packers can run on 3rd and 3, get 2 yards, and then punt on 4th and 1, and that really doesn't do you any good.
Well, when you've got an explosive back like Jahmyr Gibbs who can just go off for 200 yards in a game, running on 3rd and 7, he was more efficient running the ball than he was receiving the ball. He had 11 catches for 45 yards, and he had 15 runs for over 200 yards last week. So I understand where that comes from the Lions, because running the ball with Jahmyr Gibbs can lead to big explosive plays.
Sure can. All right, we're going to take a break.
You slight Chris Brooks this way.
Oh yeah, also we are a very much pro Chris Brooks show.
You and Joshy, just Chris Brooks stands.
Oh, love Chris Brooks. Love Chris Brooks. Hey, download the Prize Picks app today and upgrade your game watching experience. Use my code GKB. That's GKB, like Good Karma Brands, Good Kick Brandon, GKB, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code GKB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks this Thanksgiving. Jason, Prize Picks, it's good.
It's right to be good. It's good to be right.
Thank you, Jason. Very well done. That one I will never live down. That's code GKB on Prize Picks. All right, we will continue the conversation on this Thanksgiving edition of Green Bay Game Day, which is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. We're going to hit the injury report coming up next as well, just a few minutes away from finding out who's in and who's out for both Green Bay and Detroit. That is coming up next right here on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Welcome to Jackpot Land, this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month and earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Diamond stud earrings are the Christmas gift that shines brighter than the tree.
If she already has a pair of natural diamond studs from Kessler's, bring them in and we'll give you 100% of the price you pay.
When you trade them in on a larger pair of diamond stud earrings.
That's been our policy for more than 30 years.
We have diamond studs from $198 up to $40,000.
And we have 0% financing for 18 months with approved credit.
And 0% is a really low interest rate.
Some people say that 0% is the very best interest rate.
Diamond studs always fit perfectly.
They never go out of style.
And you can wear them with anything.
If you want to trade in her old natural diamond studs from Kessler's on some bigger diamond studs from Kessler's,
go ahead and pick up her new ones today.
And you can bring in the old ones after the holidays.
Come to Kessler's.
Bigger is better. And blue diamonds are you diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's back Black Friday at Wilde Automotive Group, and it's our biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off, or 0% financing, or 0 down. We'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. Our biggest savings of the year, lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back now at every Wilde location.
On select models with approved credit, offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan, less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and when it comes to my home, I want a team that I can trust, and that's Lifetime Home Services. From cleaner air and radon safety to custom closets and electrical work, they do it all under one roof. What I'm most excited about right now is their epoxy floors. They make your garage clean, durable, and organized, with shelving and storage to get everything off the floor. For over 30 years, families have trusted Lifetime Home Services to make their homes safer and better looking. Trusted solution, lifetime results. Schedule today at lifetimehomeservices.com.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. We will get to the injury report momentarily, as that is released about 1 minute from right now, as we'll find out who is in, who is out for both the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. I'm Alex Strouf alongside Mr. Worldwide Gabe Neitzel, the Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga, and the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde, with us here on this Thanksgiving. Jason, I know you tweeted it out a couple days ago, but we already had a couple guys ruled out for this one. Do you mind reminding us of who that is?
No, I would love to remind you who that is. And by the way, this is, again, the risk, and Bryan knows this, obviously, from having played in the league. When guys come back early, I've always been irritated by this, that, like, coaches don't like to give timelines. Like, when I think back to early in my career, like, they would, like, Mike Holmgren would say, yeah, it's a grade 2 MCL sprain, we're thinking 4 to 6 weeks. And then if the guy didn't come back, it wasn't like we were, like, rioting. Oh, my God, you said he'd be back in 4 to 6 weeks, and it's week 7. But there was a greater level of honesty. And so, like, we never really know about these guys. Like Carl Brooks last week, what did he play? 6 snaps? Played with an ankle injury. He was questionable. They played him. He lasted 6 snaps. What did Lucas Van Ness last? Like 4? Like, the two of them are both out today. They were ruled out yesterday. Jaden Reed is still on IR. Savion Williams, who we talked about earlier, he's out today too. So those are 3 of your inactives that you will get already. And then, to me, this is right now, the question is, will Nixon and or Hobbs play today? And then Walker and Golden are the other 2 that were questionable.
All right, well, here's your update. This is the injury report, which is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. You can visit their website, orthowisconsin.com, today for more information. That's orthowisconsin.com for the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. So, Savion Williams, Lucas Van Ness, Carl Brooks, all out. The other 3. Wide receiver Matthew Golden is out. Linebacker Quay Walker is out for the 2nd straight week. And cornerback Nate Hobbs does not make his return today. He is also out. But Keyshawn Nixon, who did exit last week's game with a stinger, is active for today's game in Detroit for the Green Bay Packers. Those are your inactives presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. No Golden, no Walker, no Hobbs, no Savion Williams, no Lucas Van Ness, no Carl Brooks, and then the healthy scratches, as it has been every week, offensive lineman Donovan Jennings. Those are your inactives. For the Packers, what pops out to you, Gabe Neitzel?
Quay. I think the Packers are really good against the outside zone and did a really good job against the Lions' run game in week 1 because of how fast that linebacking core can be when he plays. And as good of a job as Isaiah McDuffie did last week, and as good of a job as I think Isaiah McDuffie has done, the athleticism of Quay Walker, I think, is going to be missed today when you're facing an explosive back like Jahmyr Gibbs.
I second that. I mean, how good Quay and God, why am I drawing a blank right now? Cooper. Yes, Homer's favorite player.
Edgerrin Cooper.
Homer's favorite player.
Indeed.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. It's Homer's favorite player. I should know that.
I'm sorry. I hate to correct you because I know Tausch doesn't like it when I do that. But Edgerrin Cooper is Homer's 2nd favorite player. His 1st favorite player was that kid from TCU that he famously said the linebacker is a 7th-round pick, whose name I am now forgetting, just to make you feel better. Ty Summers, not to be confused with Will Summers.
Ty Summers. I know Ty Summers because I played with him.
Right.
I know Ty Summers.
Homer famously said of Ty Summers, I love everything about him, even though I don't know anything about him. So Cooper's got to take a back seat to Ty Summers. All right, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
I was going to say,
that's a good line.
Yeah, I was going to say the way those 2 played Detroit in week 1, the way, the Phil and then the one that over the top, they were phenomenal in week 1. The way, just like you said, Gabe, how their speed to fill gaps and the way they replaced was phenomenal. So missing Quay, we're going to see how McDuffie is able to fill in for that, right? Because, that's going to be noticeable. I mean, because, listen, McDuffie's he's doing, he did well last week, but he's not the same player as Quay. That's just, we just call it what it is. He's not the same player as Quay. He doesn't play at the same speed as Quay. So it'll be something to watch if the outside zone game for Detroit gets going, right? That'll be something, because then you're going to be forced to drop a safety down in the box, right, to start covering for that. And that's when play action gets a little dangerous for Detroit. That's when you don't like to see that.
Just want to give some updates on the Detroit side of things. Their offensive part of the team is taking a little bit of a hit. Miles Frazier, who was questionable for this one when their offensive lineman, is out. Graham Glasgow, that was expected, but he is also out. Another offensive lineman missing for them. Khalif Raymond, the wide receiver. Brock Wright, the tight end, inactive. Kirby Joseph, their safety, is inactive, but two big actives for Detroit. Marcus Davenport, the edge rusher, will play today after missing last week's game against the Giants. And back in the lineup for Detroit, last year's first-round pick cornerback Terrion Arnold is active for the Lions as well. So defense gets a boost. Offense takes a little bit of a hit for Detroit. So that's what you get in Week 13 on a short week, is all sorts of inactives for both of these teams. So just a recap for Green Bay. No Quay Walker, no Matthew Golden, no Nate Hobbs, no Savion Williams, no Lucas Van Ness, no Carl Brooks. And for Detroit, no Miles Frazier, no Graham Glasgow, both offensive linemen. No Kirby Joseph, no Tyler Lacey, Khalif Raymond, Mekhi Wingo, and Brock Wright, all out of this game for Detroit. Those are your inactives, once again presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Just under 90 minutes away from kickoff. It's Paxton Wilde, Bryan Bulaga, Gabe Neitzel is coming up next on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Hey Wisconsin, it's football season and that means it's time to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee, the official tequila of game day. 100% Blue Weber agave, all natural and so smooth it's criminal. Try the award-winning Blanco, Reposado, and Yeho and the new high-proof Plata 47. Ask for El Bandito Yankee at your favorite bar or restaurant and buy it today at Woodman's and Festival Foods. And for tailgates, recipes, and more places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
This season, give gifts that are always a win. Island Resort and Casino gift cards, gaming and dining, poolside fun, and overnight stays. Gift cards unlock endless island adventures, like championship golf rounds on Sweetgrass and Sage Run, a blissful escape to the Drift Spa, and an unforgettable evening in the Island Showroom. To buy Island Resort and Casino gift cards, stop by the Island Club or call 877-ISL-SHOW now.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Lane's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starts this Friday at 6 a.m. Now's your chance to save up to 50% or more on Friday-only super deals store-wide while supplies last. Like 55% off select Nesco covered cake pans, $7.99. Over half off select 2-packs of Moultrie trail cams. Zero exposure coats for the whole family are half price. And select dog beds are just $9.99 while supplies last. Don't miss your chance to save up to 50% or more during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m.
Strong mind, strong body, and strong communities. That is what you need to know about the Princeton Club, and that is what you can achieve at the Princeton Club of New Berlin. When you walk in there, you will feel completely motivated to better yourself just like everyone else is doing. I've done personal training. They have saunas. They have workout classes. They have basketball courts. They have indoor-outdoor swimming pools. It all starts with a tour. Check it out. You're going to fall in love. Free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. Check out the Princeton Club of New Berlin. Get your tour and take that small step to a bigger journey for a better tomorrow. That's at theprincetonclub.net.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's just it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered with fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel. Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Brats, coolers, friends, you've got it all, but rolling into the tailgate with a clean car, that the real MVP move. Keep it spotless with a Tsunami Express car wash membership. 13 locations and growing. It's easy to swing through on your way to the action. Tsunami Express, wash, chill, repeat. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. I'm Alex Strouf, alongside Gabe Neitzel, Bryan Bulaga, the Super Bowl champion, and Jason Wilde. And we are less than 90 minutes away from kickoff here on Thanksgiving. It's Packers-Lions in Detroit. Packers looking for the season sweep of the Lions after a 27-6 win, I'm going to call it. 27-13 win over the Lions back in Week 1 at Lambeau
Homer
Field.
Jr.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's right. What was that Isaac Tesla touchdown? 55 seconds left, and he made, like, what I still regard as maybe the best catch of the year?
Well, yeah, Homer is right. You're stealing his stuff without proper attribution.
I did give him, I did proper attribution at the beginning of the show, but you're right, I didn't there when I referenced that a bit earlier. Okay, well, if you're going to be mean to me, I guess there's no better time than the present, because right now it is time for Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
Will today be the day there are black and white answers from our most respected journalist?
Possibly. I think we shouldn't be greedy. Maybe. You would certainly hope so.
It's time for Yes or No with Jason Wilde.
Yeah, yes or no time with Jason Wilde. I've got a list of questions. I will ask them in yes or no formatting and probably receive no yes or no answers if this is your first time joining us for this segment, but we will try it anyway. Yes or no, Jason Wilde? Turkey is overrated on Thanksgiving.
I suppose it depends on how well it's executed, right? Look, I'm not going to comment on any food today. There was a bit of a situation here at our house. Paula has joined what I affectionately call a sourdough baking cult with some of her fellow gymnastics coaches. And her first foray into the sourdough baking bread game. All of a sudden, I'm finishing up posting the newsletter for Channel 3000, and I hear, "Oh my God, it burned!" So, and it turned out actually, if you cut the burnt top off, it actually really turned out well for her, but aesthetically not great. So I'm not really gonna criticize any other baking because I gave her a pretty hard time. There were some fire extinguisher jokes, etc. And I'm it's going to be a lonely Thanksgiving for me. So, turkey is properly rated.
Okay, so that's not a yes or a no. Gabe Neitzel.
I'm with Jason. It depends upon how it's done. You know, if you're, I understand why people don't like turkey because I feel like they haven't had like a deep fried turkey. They haven't had a smoked turkey. So good on Blue for having the smoked turkey option today. Smoking the turkey is the way to go. Low and slow. It stays juicy. Get more flavor. It just all depends upon how it's done.
Okay, Bryan.
Yeah, I'm with everyone on that. Just depends how you do it. I mean, if you Christmas vacation it and it blows up and it's dry, I mean, what are you gonna do about that? I mean, then yeah, it's definitely overrated. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, it's all depending on how it's done.
Okay, fair enough. For those of you deep frying your turkey today, be careful. Don't set your house on fire. That would be my one piece of advice here today. As you see a viral video.
Just because Chewy set a deck on fire one time.
Gabe, I think you'll agree with me when I say one time is far too many. Yep, no arguments from Gabe.
I think he was just trying to get a new deck out of it, so I think there may have been some, there may have been some intent behind when he did that.
Oh, wow.
Malfeasance.
Yeah, indeed. All right. I feel like I bring this up every year that I've done the show. This is year 3 of me hosting Green Bay Game Day, and year 3 in a row of the Packers playing on Thanksgiving. So this is what I bring up my annual pop for. Yes or no, Jason Wilde, the 2001 halftime performance of Cowboys-Broncos by Creed is the greatest Thanksgiving halftime performance of all time.
Do you really bring this up every year? Because I don't remember you asking this previously.
Can you take me higher?
Boy, I really hope people did not tune in today to get Packers insights, because we've gotten Turkey overrated and Creed in Yes or No. Fair?
And your answer?
I've never seen that. I didn't see it live. So I don't really recall the performance, so I can't comment.
There's this thing called YouTube. That's your homework assignment. Gabe Neitzel.
Jason, it's not your homework assignment. It's probably the most memorable. I don't know if it is the greatest of all time, because, again, the GIF is used everywhere of when Sean Stapp is raised up
Stapp,
as he's performing. Whatever his name is. I don't care.
Big Creed stickler over there.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a great GIF. I don't know if it's the greatest performance of all. I mean,
Bryan, did you get to know Scott Stapp at all? Because he's buddies with Aaron Rodgers, isn't he?
I mean, maybe, but that does. I mean, that would not mean I would be friends. Listen, Aaron's friends with a lot of people that I never met.
Fair point.
Let's just be real with that. I mean,
so you've never met Miles Teller either?
No. Listen, no. I mean, let's just say majority of the people that he's. No, I mean, let's just say majority of the people that he's friends with, I have never met. Let's just be dead honest. I mean, let's call that what that is. I mean, I don't. Nope.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go to the Packers now. If Jason's going to be a yes or no stickler, which is the biggest upset of the day. Just a shrug?
Yeah, come on, ask a question. Let's go here.
Yes or no? Isaiah McDuffie. Maybe the most impressive Packer from a week ago?
I don't know about that. And by the way, I did enjoy doing. It's great to see Jordan Love now giving Matt LaFleur the occasional. All right, let's go. Come on, let's go. He learned well.
Agreed.
From his
That's growth.
He's finally comfortable enough to be able to do that. I'm sure he chooses better language though when he's frustrated. Look, I think Gabe really made a good point earlier, which is not surprising. That's why he's on Gabe night. I think he played well given the circumstances and the scenario. They also started out running the ball pretty well, if you recall. The Vikings did. They did. And the best thing that could have happened to the Packers was J.J. McCarthy having to eventually throw the football, right? And so, look, I thought Isaiah McDuffie was terrific. He is extremely well-respected in that locker room. He is one of those, and Bryan, frankly, Bryan, you were kind of this way too, just an absolute pro's pro. You were never a look-at-me guy. He does not want to talk about himself very much. That said, to Gabe's point from earlier, when you're facing Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm not sure that is going to be a good match, right? Now, what is their alternative? I don't know if Tyron Hopper is a better choice, right? And then on top of that, with McDuffie being the green dot guy, you're not subbing him out, right? So you're kind of married to him being out there on nickel as well. So I think this is one of the most interesting aspects of this game because, to Gabe's earlier point, and I'm sorry to keep quoting you, Gabe. Back to yourself, but let's not forget. You made the point about how Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't productive in the passing game, even though he caught 11 balls. In the first game against the Packers, he caught 10 balls for 31 yards. Mm-hmm. So they did a great job against him in both the pass game and the run game. What was he, 9 carries for 19 yards? I'm not – I don't play prize picks. It's right to be good, but
it is right to be
I
good.
think if they set the projection at 19 yards for Jahmyr Gibbs, I feel very confident he will get more than that in this game.
Hey, being good is right, isn't it? Sure is.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Will.
I have been a Quay Walker, I don't want to say doubter, that seems too strong, but he has played, I think, his best football this year, and that might price him out of Green Bay. Jason, you talked to him earlier this year. He said he had an offer on the table. Clearly, the only reason not to sign that offer is if you think it's not worth what you are worth. So he may be one of those guys that ends up being a casualty of the other guys that you've decided to pay. But he has played really good, and he's been a big reason why, when he's been in there and healthy, their front seven has performed the way they have because he's operated really good in space. Jason.
Can I ask a follow-up question to you, Mr. Neitzel, sir?
Please.
Do you think Edgerrin Cooper has regressed or just not been as explosive and splash play-y? And this is for Bryan, too, because he obviously watches the film extensively as well.
He hasn't been as explosive, and there's been more missed tackles. And maybe I was disregarding the missed tackles from a year ago if he'd had some because the explosiveness was there and he'll clean up the missed tackles thing, and maybe I just don't remember him from a year ago. But it feels like there are more missed tackles this year, and that's been the more disappointing thing to me for Edgerrin Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the missed tackles, and I think it's the non-splash plays, right? I think that's what's not jumping out to people. Because, listen, the linebacker play, it's like you're not always going to get the big picks and big splash plays all the time, right? Like you're looking for sound, fundamental. It's boring at times, right? Like it's boring being Bobby Wagner making 150 tackles a year. Like that's boring. But you know what? That's what makes you really, really, really like that's what makes I was talking to a buddy yesterday at Declan soccer practice about the linebackers I used to play, like the London Fletchers and the Brian Urlachers, the guys that would make 180 tackles a year. But they were unbelievable. They were unbelievable linebackers, not because they made these amazing splash plays all over the place, but because they made every single tackle all the time. And that's kind of what you look for when you watch the tape. Like you see too many missed tackles at times, right? And if these guys just clean that up, you're looking at Cooper and Quay. They could be 130, 140 tackles a year, and nothing gets by them, right? Like if they just clean those little things up, it's a completely different ball game from hey, you're looking at a certain type of defense where ball carriers are averaging 3.5 yards to carry to now our defense is giving up 5 yards to carry, and it's a different scenario from that type of thing. But to answer your yes or no question, can we say McDuffie? I don't know.
It's probably Emmanuel Wilson.
I love it. I don't know. He was gonna say yes or no, and he still couldn't do it. It's awesome. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I just there was a lot of nice performances against Minnesota.
The reason we do yes or no is not necessarily to get yes or no answers. It is to get insight like we just got from Jason Wilde, Gabe Neitzel, and Bryan Bulaga. Now, I gave Jason a homework assignment for the commercial break. Go watch Creed from 2001. I'm giving you a homework assignment in the commercial break as well, because you can win tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago coming up on December 7th, which includes access to the Tundra Trio's upscale tailgate with gourmet food and premium drinks. That is thanks to our friends at Dr. Pepper. Enter to win Green Bay, Chicago, December 7th, plus Tundra Trio access. ESPNWisconsin.com. Head to the website, ESPNWisconsin.com, and win tickets to my birthday party, December 7th, Green Bay host Chicago. Nothing hits like the bold flavor of Dr. Pepper. You can grab one ice cold at McDonald's, and you can enter to win tickets to that game right now at ESPNWisconsin.com for my birthday party and the celebration that will be happening on my birthday at Lambeau Field over at ESPNWisconsin.com. We'll talk LaFleur's game plan from a week ago and what it should be against Detroit as we wrap up the Jason Wilde Hour. That's coming up right after this on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' tastes. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
The holidays are shining bright at Deer District. Join us November 21st through the 30th for the first ever Deer District Holiday Market, presented by Deer District Bid 53 and produced by Events by Design. From concept to celebration, Events by Design can transform your events to create unforgettable experiences with curated vendors, immersive decor, and seamless flow from start to finish. Shop local, sip seasonal, snap holiday photos, and drop your letter to Santa free to attend. Visit deerdistrict.com/holiday. Shop small, shine bright at the Deer District Holiday Market.
Whether you're hitting the road for the holidays or heading up north to see family and friends, make Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan your first stop. Just across the Wisconsin border, Higher Love offers award-winning, organically grown products that you can trust, plus new incense, apparel, and holiday-ready gifts. Fuel your trip, stock up for the season, and don't forget to grab a photo with Sasquatch while you're here. Your perfect holiday stop is waiting at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Whoa! What are these? Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks. Available in 2 great flavors, cheesy garlic or pepperoni. Both delicious. Screamin' Sicilian doesn't play around. They're fully loaded breadsticks that come in their own bakeable tray.
Dang! Woo! These are next level. Are they the main course?
Nah, just the appetizer. Find Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian loaded breadsticks. Bring the party, bring the flavor.
It's back Black Friday at Wilde Automotive Group, and it's our biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off, or 0% financing, or 0 down. We'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. Our biggest savings of the year, lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back now at every Wilde location.
On select models with approved credit offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Hey, it's Alex Strouf. When it's game day, every detail matters, from the perfect seat on the couch to the perfect spread on the table. For over 125 years, Coops has been bringing incredible flavor to the table with 14 bold mustard flavors that turn good food great and great food amazing. Whether it's brats, burgers, or pretzels at halftime, Coops isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. So this football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coops. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. An hour away from kickoff here on Thanksgiving. between the Packers and the Lions, noon at Ford Field in Detroit. Both of these teams could really use a win in terms of divisional standings, but also to increase their playoff chances here in week number 13 of the NFL season. I'm Alex Strouf alongside Gabe Neitzel, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga. And for just a few more minutes, the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. Jason, I think we were all talking a bit earlier about the game plan against Minnesota. It worked perfectly. So did their game plan week 1 against Detroit. How much can they take away from both last week and week 1 and implement it here today in a short week on the road?
Yeah, I think bits and pieces, right? But look, these teams are both different. You're missing pieces. You have different pieces. You've changed your offensive line multiple times. Like, look, there's no way they're going to replicate. And again, if they do, and I'm on Green Bay game night with Uncle Homer talking about it, hey, great. But I don't see them replicating the defensive performance they put together at home in the opener. New offensive coordinator replacing Ben Johnson, who has since been stripped of his play calling duties. It's been a little bit uneven with Dan Campbell calling the plays. I do believe the Packers defense has kind of found its rhythm again, but Jahmyr Gibbs can take you out of your rhythm in a hurry. And if you don't get Jared Goff off the spot and he's able to ding, 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 and deal the ball in rhythm, it has the makings for being a long day as good as they are. I'm super curious to see how Keyshawn Nixon plays. I kind of gambled. I really wanted to write the Kamal Hadden story going into the game, and based on my conversation with Keyshawn Nixon, I was like, I don't think they're going to start Kamal Hadden. I think Keyshawn Nixon is going to play. He did. So my, Disney dream of Kamal Hadden from Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is a fun word to say, having a pick six to win the game is probably not going to happen. But hey, if it does, that'll be a remarkable story.
What I'm curious about game plans from the first game, and I really want to know what Blue has to say, is clearly the Lions decided that they could leave Penei Sewell on an island against Micah Parsons, and that backfired a couple of different times. But they can't really – can they afford to give Penei Sewell help? Because they've got injuries across their offensive line, and if they're giving help to their all-pro right tackle, that means they're not going to have as much help to give to some of these other inexperienced players who are going to have to play in today's game because of their injuries.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. It's based on, do the Lions feel confident with their other one-on-one matchups with the rest of Green Bay's defensive line, right? So now we're looking at no Van Ness, so in certain packages, so that's who they had to face in week 1 as well. No Carl Brooks, who is really good in third down situations as well. He's not there. So now you're looking at 2 of their better pass rushers in certain third down situations that they had to face in week 1 that are not there, right? So you look at certain packages that they had, it was Van Ness, Brooks, Wyatt, Gary, and Parsons. Those would be the guys that they would rotate in on passing downs, right? Those would be the guys that would be going in there and rushing the passer. 2 of them are not there, right? So now you look at that as, do the Lions feel better about helping Sewell again with Parsons, or wherever Parsons goes? Do they feel better parking a tight end there and helping out with that? That would be the question. But with that, when you park someone next to Parsons, wherever he goes, right, that takes away from the route. It takes away from, obviously, protection somewhere else, right? I mean, if you want to help elsewhere, unless you slide the center away. But what that could do is have Hafley, if he wants to bring pressure elsewhere, right? If Hafley wants to add a fifth on, you have to judge it based on if he's sliding the center away, if he's sliding the center to where they're parking the tight end to help extra late once the tight end releases. That's all stuff they have to figure out within the first 2 series of how they're going to play Micah Parsons. And then you start basing those things off of that. So you rush, the 4 straight to see how Detroit's going to do it. And then you start to kind of mix things up as the game goes on. But if I'm going to do it with the inexperience inside, I'm lining Micah up over the guard early and then mixing him up outside over Sewell. Obviously he's going to go outside and rush plenty. but I would mix him up inside a little bit too. Not just dead over the center, because he'll get help dead over the center. I mean over the guard and run twists and stunts and things like that, because he's too fast to just line up over the center, because you get mixed up lining dead up over the center with the big bodies inside.
Sure.
Well, unless he gets a running start like last week and just absolutely runs over the center, and then, then you move on from there.
Or that.
That was an unbelievable play last week.
Yes.
All right, Jason, before we let you go, any final thoughts ahead of this one, less than an hour away from kickoff between the Packers and the Lions?
Yeah, this is definitely not scientific, but I always feel like when a team needs it a little, and I'm not saying the Packers don't need this one, but what you said to enter this segment, I feel like the Lions really need this one, like more so than the Packers. And I'm not saying the Packers are going to be flat. I'm not saying any of that. I'm super curious to see if LaFleur has the guts to run the same play that he called 2 years ago on Thanksgiving.
Hope so.
And go over the top to Watson. Or if he'll just hand the ball to Jacobs for 3 yards and really frustrate Gabe. But either way, it's a win for me. But I'm super curious. Like, this feels like a game that the Lions know they've got to have, and I think that if they get it, the Packers aren't dead to rights. But if the Packers win this game, it's not over. Okay, it isn't. As much as maybe some folks like to make those kind of proclamations, including our good friend Uncle Homer. The fact of the matter is that the Lions are in big-time trouble if they don't win this game.
Big time.
And so this is a big one for them, and you know that the Packers would love nothing more, especially after the way that they've been kind of manhandled by these guys before the opener this year, to win both, to put them in a really tough spot. And then Matt LaFleur, I am sure, even though he would never admit this to me, I'm sure he wants to kick Ben Johnson's ass. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he thinks, who is this guy? Like, I never had any issue with him, and he uses me for an applause line in his press conference. I'm gonna cook this guy. And then, hey, if you're able to do that, let's be honest, you got a shot at going 6-0 in the division. And then you're really in good shape. So this is a big one. My gut tells me the Lions figure out a way today. But, again, if the Packers can somehow pull it off, they're putting the Lions in a really tough spot.
Love it. Jason, appreciate the time as always, my friend. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be listening to you after the game on Green Bay Game Night with Homer.
I'll get the sourdough in the mail for you guys. All right, take care. Be good.
I like sourdough, but I'm calling it the cult is probably not inaccurate these days. Hey, Green and Gold fans, it is game day. Kick off your tailgate with Bacardi. Whether it's a Bacardi and Cola Lime and Soda or Spiced and Cola Bacardi, your game day go-to. Grab a bottle at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Run 40% alcohol by volume. Coming up next on Green Bay Game Day with myself, Gabe Neitzel, Bryan, Bulaga. We will continue to dive in. Is the recipe to success, pun intended, here on Thanksgiving for the Green Bay Packers as they head to Detroit. We will also hit our best bet. We will hit trivia. We will hit Gruber Law Office's one call. All ahead in the final hour of Green Bay Game Day, which starts in just a couple of minutes right here on ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Right now, you can get 40% off your Iron Jock gear. Use code HOLIDAY40. That's HOLIDAY40 for 40% off your order. Shop now at ironjock.com.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. By choosing them, you're choosing a center focused on providing specialized care tailored to your needs. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free.
And their prices are more affordable than urgent care or the ER. And they'll send a full report to your primary care doctor. Why wait at the ER? Walk in to Ortho ASAP for faster, more affordable care.
Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com. That's orthowisconsin.com.
This Black Friday, X-Golf at American Family Field is making gift giving easy. From November 28th through the 30th, get 20% off all gift card purchases up to $300. Shopping online, you'll receive an e-gift card instantly. You can send it to someone special, forward it by email, or print it at home. Prefer something wrapped? Stop into X-Golf and pick up a physical gift card, also at 20% off. It's the perfect gift for any golfer. Don't miss the Black Friday gift card sale at X-Golf at American Family Field.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We've talked about this. Yeah, your jingle for your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new flavor, Peppermint Brownie Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat with a flaky crust and sweet icing. It's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off key.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's finally game day.
Six, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay, Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Gabe Neitzel, ESPN legend John Anderson, and former Packer Bryan Bulaga. Here's Alex Strouf.
Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. It's Packers-Lions here on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a fun one, I hope. Rob Demovsky, who joined us at 9:30, Gabe, said he thinks this will be a shootout and high scoring. Do you feel similarly or differently?
I was kind of leaning towards that way, but now I'm just wondering with the injuries that the Lions have on their offensive line, if they're really going to be able to put up the points that I was initially thinking. The Packers, their defense has been playing well. Their offense just hasn't found that extra gear outside of the second half, as of late, outside of the second half in Pittsburgh. Just haven't been able to hit that extra gear. So I'm wondering if they are going to try to air it out or if they're just going to take the air out of the football. I'm really curious to see how it plays out. I was leaning towards Rob, but I'm kind of going the other way right now, especially with some of the injuries after the injury report came out.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm leaning towards low-scoring, grinded-out, gutsy game. Bryan, how do you think this one plays out in terms of the scoring?
Yeah, I'm torn on it, but I think I think both teams are going to lay this thing out. I think it's going to be a little bit of a high-scoring game. I really do. I mean, I think
I
Detroit.
prefer that, but I'm just curious. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Detroit kind of to everyone. I think they have nothing to lose here. Well, they have everything to lose here, which is why I think Campbell's going to pull out all the stops. I think they're going to do anything and everything to win this football game. I think he's going to go for almost every fourth down. So they're going to do everything they can to score points. That's why I think Green Bay is going to have to match touchdowns. And to me, that's why we may get this type of high-scoring game. I mean, defense, we may see that in the fourth quarter, right? I think that may be something that presents itself toward, in the fourth quarter where these things have to stiffen up a little bit. But I think points are going to be scored early on. I really do, because I think Campbell's going to force that hand early. And with Rob was describing the energy in that building, I think that's going to push that as well. The vibe in that building is going to be electric, I think.
I hope so, and this could be a really, really fun one. I just hope Matt LaFleur puts the ball in Jordan Love's hands, and he didn't need to last week to win that game. Emmanuel Wilson played a really solid game. Obviously, got both, two in the end zone twice, both of the offensive touchdowns for Green Bay. So I'm curious to see, exactly what the game plan is offensively, especially early. Because when they have scored on their first drive of the season and been able to play with a lead, that's when they've been able to fluster opposing quarterbacks. And as we've said multiple times this morning, you get Jared Goff out of the pocket. You get him off his spot. He is turnover prone. So we will see what happens there. Gabe, go ahead.
Well, but that's what, LaFleur was talking about that this week, where one of the press conferences, he was like, our defense was able to pin their ears back. We were able to get that. And it seems like a theme as of late has been, hey, the other team's trying to limit possessions in games. That's what Minnesota wanted to do. That's why the Packers only had 3 possessions in the first half. We saw, obviously, Carolina do that, and that's what teams have wanted to do, and some teams have had success running the football. So with that, Blue, do you think if the Packers win the coin toss today, typically LaFleur likes to just, okay, we're going to defer, we're going to take the ball in the second half. Would you like to see him take the football today to try to set a little bit of a tone and get maybe that extra possession? Because the Vikings, because they got the ball first, they had 4 possessions in the first half to the Packers 3.
Yeah, I understand that, but sometimes, this is how it always was when we were there. He always, like Mike and even Matt too, they always like to put out their best unit, right? They always like to put their best unit on the field first, and so far this year, that's been the defense. Right, and that's kind of the way this has gone. And Matt putting out his defense first, that's been the best unit of this team so far this year. And letting his defense go out there and set the tone, right? Set the tone of the game, get the ball back, maybe even pin that Detroit Lions offense back a little bit, right? Maybe get a 3 and out, and they pin them deep below it. Maybe get a sack, get a good play on special teams, and they get the ball close to the 50-yard line, and they have a short field, right? That's kind of maybe the mentality you look at when you're looking at this thing is always send out your best unit first to try to set the tone of the game. And I understand the way the possessions go in the first half. I totally get that, and you always want the last one, and then the double dip. You always want a double dip. I get that. But if you're able to get a quick 3 and out with your defense, it's almost like you're getting an extra possession, right? If you're able to get that quick 3 and out and flip the field for your offense, it's almost like you get that. Because the last thing you want to do is send your offense out there, they go 3 and out, and the momentum in that building just absolutely just flops on you, right? Because it's already going to be loud if your offense goes out there. And then if your offense doesn't get that first down, man, the vibe in the building just goes nuts on you, and you don't want that. It's just a bad situation if you don't get that first down.
It is game day, and if you're heading north this holiday weekend, make a quick stop at Higher Love Cannabis Company just over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Homer always says it, 9 seconds across the border via car in Menominee, Michigan. 9 seconds over the border in a car. Less than an hour north of Green Bay. Award-winning, locally owned, organically grown, the best in the Midwest. Visit their website, findhigherlove.com. That findhigherlove.com/CBD. That's findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information from our friends at Higher Love. All right, I've got a good one for you today, Gabe. I'm really going to test your Packers knowledge today. Lakeland University trivia question. Jordan Love is 156 passing yards away from passing quarterback Don Majkowski for 6th most passing yards all time in Green Bay Packers history. I want you to name the top 5 leaders in passing yards in franchise history. We know what the top 3 are, but I'll have you name those on the other side. Who's number 4 and 5 is what I'm more fascinated by. So the top 5 leaders in passing yards in Packers history. Gabe Neitzel will take his best crack at it. Coming up next as we do our Lakeland University trivia question. That brought to you by Lakeland University, Wisconsin's leader in flexible, personalized education, whether you're just starting college, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family. Lakeland lets you earn your degree your way. Lakeland University. Experience it your way. The top 5 leaders in Packers franchise history for passing yards is Jordan Love, likely to move into 6th place today. Who are the top 5? Gabe Neitzel will give his best crack at it coming up next. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin 620 WTMJ.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
This season, give gifts that are always a win. Island Resort and Casino gift cards, gaming and dining, poolside fun and overnight stays. Gift cards unlock endless island adventures, like championship golf rounds on Sweetgrass and Sage Run, a blissful escape to the Drift Spa, and an unforgettable evening in the Island Showroom. To buy Island Resort and Casino gift cards, stop by the Island Club or call 877-ISL-SHOW now.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Steinhaffel's biggest Black Friday sale is happening now. Save 10% store-wide and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, get a $200 MasterCard rewards card when you use your Steinhaffel's credit card. And get amazing doorbusters like recliners at $229 and sofas just $299. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on everything. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Christmas is a time of generosity.
Kessler's wants to be generous, and we suspect that you want to be generous too. Let's team up.
This year, we're going to make it possible for you to be more generous than ever.
Number 1, Kessler's has a big selection of delightful diamond jewelry priced at $150 on up.
Number 2, great gifts at affordable prices such as sterling silver earrings, pendants, and bracelets to fit every look and every personality.
Number 3, with your purchase of more than $299, you'll get a bonus gift worth at least $90.
You can choose from a lucky 4-leaf clover pendant
or a 22-inch stainless steel curb chain, ion plated in yellow gold.
And please, please don't get all cleaned up and dressed up. This is Kessler's, your home away from home.
If you're wearing muddy boots and your pajama bottoms, that's totally fine.
We've all done it.
Come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan, less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga with you. Playing Lakeland University trivia, seeing how Gabe Neitzel does in Packers history questions. Jordan Love, 156 passing yards away from passing quarterback Don Bukowski for 6th most passing yards all time in Packers history. Could likely do that today with just 156 passing yards, meaning Love would become number 6. The Magic Man would be number 7. Who is the top 5? Bryan, Gabe, I think we can all rattle off the top 3 together. So let's just move left to right on the screen. Number 1 in Packers history, Bryan. You know the guy relatively well.
Yeah, I would say that's Aaron.
Actually, I'm wrong. I have it in front of me. He was 2,000 yards short of Brett. So I will take number 1. Aaron, number 2. Brett, number 1. Number 3, Gabe?
Wow.
I would have thought that was Aaron. I'm surprised. I figured Aaron got Brett. He didn't catch up to him. It is Bart Starr, number 3. Now, Gabe, number 4, number 5. Can you do it?
Well, 4 is really easy, too, because that's Lynn Dickey. Because the Packers, even though I wasn't alive in the 80s, they were slinging the ball around. James Lofton, they had some pretty high-scoring games. So Lynn Dickey, and shout out to my guy, Lynn Dickey. I played with him at the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation Golf Classic. Fantastic guy. Great storyteller as well. The 5th one I think is tough because the list of quarterbacks is just not very good when you start digging through the history of the Packers. There weren't a ton of guys out there. I am just going to... No, I can't. I don't think it's going to be like Randy Wright because he wasn't very good. I don't know, like Tobin Rote. Is that a name that's on the list?
Tobin Rote is the name on the list. 10,000 yards behind Lynn Dickey. Very, very likely that Jordan Love catches Tobin Rote as well this year. He's only about 800 yards behind him for number 5 all-time on this list. That was the quarterback before Bart Starr, so well before all of us were born. But Tobin Rote, number 5.
Well, because you start getting before that, like the forward pass was barely invented, you know? Like those guys weren't racking up a ton of yards in the 40s and 50s.
Right. Yeah, you're totally right. So nicely done by all involved. Except me. I really thought Aaron caught Brett, but I must have misremembered that as Brett finished with over 61,000 yards in his Packers career, 61,655. Rodgers, number 2, at 59,055 in Green Bay. And then a steep drop-off, 24,718 is Bart Starr at number 3. Hey, got to tell you about our friends at V Private Bar Services. They do our Tundra Trio tailgate, mixing up the great cocktails there, and our partners and fans love V Private Bar Services because they are incredible. The go-to team behind our bar hospitality. They bring the flavor, the flair, and the experience that takes our game day to the next level. Raise the bar for your next event. Book V Private Bar Services today. Coming up next, we take a look at our Gruber Law Office's one call and our Island Resort and Casino best bet. I've got a simple best bet today that I feel really, really good about. I will tell you what that is coming up next. Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
A blizzard of $300,000 in prizes is rolling into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. It's Arctic action. 1 in, Step 1. Earn entries with your rewards card December 1st through the 18th. Step 2. Show up for Thursday drawings. Step 3. Be ready for a chance to pick from a weekly prize board. As a bonus, there'll be a jackpot drawing for the leftover prizes. Arctic action. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
St. Nick meets St. Kate. The holidays are in full swing at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, where every celebration shines a little brighter. Browse unique gifts at the holiday marketplace, gather for unforgettable Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dining, and of course, don't miss Brunch with Santa, a family favorite filled with joy, treats, and holiday magic. Celebrate the season at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Visit stkatearts.com/holidays for all the details.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Strong mind, strong body, and strong communities. That is what you need to know about the Princeton Club, and that is what you can achieve at the Princeton Club of New Berlin. When you walk in there, you will feel completely motivated to better yourself just like everyone else is doing. I've done personal training. They have saunas. They have workout classes. They have basketball courts. They have indoor-outdoor swimming pools. It all starts with a tour. Check it out. You're going to fall in love. Free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. Check out the Princeton Club of New Berlin. Get your tour and take that small step to a bigger journey for a better tomorrow. That's at theprincetonclub.net.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga with you ahead of Packers-Lions coming up in about a half an hour. From Detroit here, the first of 3 games this Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Appreciate you spending some time with us as we preview this one. We got to get to our best bet. We got to get to our Gruber Law Office's one call. But before we get there, one piece of news I have not mentioned yet is Lions 29-year-old center Frank Ragnow, who retired this offseason, announced yesterday he is unretiring and coming back to football. He will not play today, obviously not quite ready to just jump right in there, but is expected to play for the team soon. And Bryan, you were a really good offensive lineman. I'm curious for you, I guess you didn't formally retire, right, until later after your career. But Ragnow, this is just an odd story. In the middle of the season, they've got some injuries. He's going to return because Jared Goff has not been protected well. But kind of a unique story for an offensive lineman, entering Week 13 says, yep, you know what? I'm coming back.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. I mean, listen, he was a phenomenal center when he played. Yep. And I was a little bit shocked when he did retire. Man, I know he was battling a lot of injuries. And it didn't really surprised me when he did walk away, when he described what he was dealing with, right? You don't really know what guys are going through injury-wise, and when he kind of talked about what he was dealing with, you're kind of like, oh, wow, I understand that. So for him to now unretire and come back and play, it's kind of like, Well, I don't know how all that healed itself in time now for you to be good to go in week 13 or 14, whenever that's going to be. So that means the money must have been pretty good. Got offered quite a bit to get up off the couch and come play. So that's good. I mean, good for him. How effective and how sharp he will be this late into it, I don't know, right? I mean, unfortunately, it's not just like riding a bike, right? When you just kind of get up and get going when everyone's been going this long. They've gotten training camp. They've been in the swing of the season. And now you're just kind of inserting yourself when you haven't been doing anything football related. I don't know how much he's been training, working out.
Yeah, the claim is he's pretty close to football shape.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, Brian. I don't either.
Yeah.
No clue what that means, but there you go.
Yeah. You can't be in football shape unless you've been playing football. So.
Spoken like a true offensive lineman right there by Brian Bulaga here on Green Bay Game Day.
Well, and what's weird about offensive linemen, because and I think we've seen this, and obviously, like, anybody who's watching this video, like, Brian, you lost weight after you stopped playing. Like, the amount you have to eat as an offensive lineman to maintain the weight that you need to play, like, has he been doing that? That's the weird part to me.
Yeah.
You know, whereas, you know, if you're a wide receiver, you know, you can kind of stay in shape and do whatever, but like to be an offensive lineman and be at the weight and strength that you need, like there's a lot of maintenance that goes into that.
I saw pictures of Bulaga and Corey Lindsley last week at Lambeau Field as featured alumni. You guys look like totally different guys from your playing days, both of you.
Yep. And here's always the thing too, right? When guys, and he was young when he retired. Right, like 29 or
29.
Or
he's 29 right now. Yeah, he's 29 now. Yeah.
So when you walk away and you're relatively young, it's either from injury or it's like, hey man, I just doing this, the stresses, the pressure, you just don't want to do it anymore, right? Like I mean, and both are valid reasons, right? Like I get, and people may say, well, the money's this, and I get that, but there's a lot that goes into these decisions. To come back and when you insert yourself back into it, do you still feel the same way? Right? Like, is it like, oh, I'm back into this, and do I really want to be doing this again? Like, you know what I mean? And that's the question you get. And then when you put those pads back on, and then you strap it back on for a real live game, and you're doing it again, it's like, all right, what am I doing? Like, I really, like, well, I thought I didn't. When I was sitting on the couch watching this and I was going, oh, man, he should have done this. He should have done that. It was a lot easier than now I'm doing this again. And that's the question that, I mean, he's about to answer here probably in a week or so. And again, he was a phenomenal center, right? And that's a good reason why they're looking the way they have, because he stepped away. I mean, believe me, he was that good. But you have to wonder, is he going to be able to fix it coming in this late? I don't know. That's the thing.
Nah, I don't either. All right, real quick, got to take a look at our best bet, which is presented by the Island Resort and Casino. That is a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com to book your total experience today. All right, Gabe, as you know, I mean, we do every show together here on Green Bay Game Day. Brian's only with us for the road crew as we're up in Green Bay. I'm cold right now, Gabe. I'm very cold. I think I've lost 3 or 4 in a row. Mm-hmm. No, thanks for making me feel better about that. I'm going simple today. Jordan Love is averaging 232 passing yards a game, and that is his line today, over under 232.5 passing yards. I believe this is, I don't want to say free money, but easy money. I think he'll get over 232 passing yards today. Because you just look at last week, the Giants had 395 passing yards, 366 of those done by Jameis Winston against the Lions last week. And I think this is a better offense than the Giants, despite both of these offenses dealing with some injuries. Jordan Love over 232.5 passing yards is my best bet today. It's as simple as that.
The weird part about the Lions, though, is they didn't allow 250 yards through the air until last week, and then it was almost 400. So the passing defense has been good. But again, if the Giants found a weakness in that defense where you can attack them over the top and the Packers are able to take advantage of that with a guy like Christian Watson, then I think 232. And look, I think that Jordan's going to need 232 or more in order to win the game.
I agree. And I think it's going to be a really close one. Regardless of the result, I think this is going to be a team that's airing it out quite a bit. But we will see how these guys are feeling about this game, because it is now time for our one call. That's all. One prediction about the game 20 minutes away from kickoff between the Packers and the Lions. One call brought to you by Gruber Law Offices, which has a reputation for winning. Their experienced and powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There is never a fee until your case is won. Gruber Law Office has been serving the state and people of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Office, one call. That's all. Gabe Neitzel, one call.
So I'm going with that kind of theme as well of, passing the ball. And Christian Watson's been someone we've been talking about a lot. And I am going, Christian Watson is going to have a 100-yard game today. He got close in his first game back against Pittsburgh, where he had 85 yards. But the targets have been consistent for him. And then they got bumped up to even 7 last week, and that's considering the Packers went into a turtle shell in the second half and barely threw the football. I think they're relying more and more on Christian Watson, and I think he has a big game today for the Pack.
I love it. Bryan, Bulaga. Yeah, Gabe's all over the Christian Watson train, by the way. There was plenty of room on that bandwagon next to Gabe, but Gabe is definitely the captain. Is it captain? What is a train? Captain's more a boat. Is it also a captain?
Conductor.
A train?
Conductor.
Sure. Thank you, Bryan Bulaga. And that's a man with brains right there, Bryan Bulaga. Bryan, your one call, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different ways you could go with that. I mean, I like Gabe's because I think that's a good call. I'm going to go on the other side of the ball. I think we turn over the Lions twice. So whether that's a fumble, whether that's a pick, I think we turn them over twice. I don't know what I don't want to think we're gonna pick Goff off twice. I don't know what I mean. I don't want to predict that because that to me is. I don't know what that will be, but I think we turn over the Lions twice. I think there's 2 turnovers, and I think that's going to be a big momentum flip in this game. So I think defense is going to have to stand up at some point in this game because there's going to be points, and the turnovers are going to be what that is, and it's going to be 2 turnovers.
I love it. 2 turnovers. That means they've fixed that lack of turnover or forcing turnovers issue that Gabe and I spent extensive time on last week ahead of that, or 4 days ago, I should say, ahead of that Vikings game. That's been one thing that's significantly different about this defense, aside from obviously the fact of Micah Parsons is wreaking havoc on offenses from last year, is they're not turning teams over, but they get 2 last week. They get 2 the week prior in New York. Seems like this trend could be flipping, hopefully, and today, obviously, a big test against a good Lions offense. My one call is under 70 yards all-purpose for Jahmyr Gibbs today after maybe the most monster performance of the entire season by a running back a week ago, Jahmyr Gibbs, who went for over 250 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns in an overtime win for the Lions over the Giants last week. I think the Packers contain Gibbs, do whatever it takes to contain him. I think he has less than 70 all-purpose yards today against this Packers defense. That is going out on a limb big time, and that is my one call. I think the Packers defense provides against one of the best young backs in all of the NFL today. And if they do that, by the way, fellas, they should win this game because Jahmyr Gibbs, I just said how Micah Parsons is a game wrecker. So is number 0 on the Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs. Very good running back.
Yeah, he makes that thing tick. He does. He makes it tick. Because he does everything. He does everything. I mean, he's out of the back. And when we were talking about McDuffie, that is the matchup that they can get one-on-one if they scheme it properly. That's the issue, right? In nickel, because he's the green dot, if you scheme that up in nickel, one-on-one out of the backfield, that's where you have a little bit of a scare, right? That's it.
I like that.
Yes, and that's where Clay, in week 1, having he and Cooper run with him in nickel, that's where you get 11 catches for 30 yards because they can run. And that's the difference of what we may see today, right? Does Cooper just, when they see these things, do they flip, right? Are they able to find this matchup? Are they able to flip and are they able to communicate these things on the fly and do that? That's the big thing here because I'd rather have Cooper run with Jahmyr Gibbs at all times. obviously, if I get to have that choice.
Yeah, if it's an option, no doubt about that. All right, coming up next, we will give our final thoughts and game predictions. It is Packers-Lions on Thanksgiving, 15 minutes away from kickoff at Ford Field. Our final thoughts as we wrap up Green Bay game day, coming up right after this on ESPN Wisconsin 620 WTMJ.
We're back with Green Bay game day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
I don't know how much stock I'm putting in the 8-4 record for the San Francisco 49ers. I just don't. And the reason why is because of the unevenness around the quarterback position, especially with Brock Purdy. Last night, he struggled. And he struggled in this particular facet of his game, throws of 15 air yards or more. Last night, you're talking about him having 3 interceptions on throws of 15 air yards or more. This season, 1 touchdown to 6 picks on said throws. The previous 3 years of Brock Purdy's career, he's had 20 touchdowns to 11 picks on those same throws. So you go from a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio on throws of 15 air yards or more to a 1-to-6 touchdown to interception ratio. That's not going to be good enough to get San Francisco to where they want to go. That's not what they signed up for when they paid you all of that money. And that's not going to be the level of quarterback play that's going to help you overcome the injuries to Fred Warner and to Nicky Bosa. You've got to be so much better.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/JOY.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation, whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Wrapping up Green Bay Game Day, which is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference right here on ESPN Wisconsin 620 WTMJ. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel. Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga with you for about 6 or 7 more minutes as we get ready for Packers-Lions coming up at Ford Field. A big one for both of these teams, Gabriel. If the Lions lose today, they're effectively out, I would guess, and they need a lot of help to not be out, of the NFC North contention. If the Packers lose today, they still have a good shot playing Chicago twice, but a season sweep of the Lions would certainly help their case.
Yeah, I mean, if the Packers lose today, they would have to sweep the Bears, and then win their other game against the Vikings, which I think everybody assumes they're going to do. If you go 5-1 in the division, you feel good about your opportunity to win the division. The Lions have already lost twice in the division, and when you look at the Packers, Bears, and Lions, the 3 teams competing for that, the schedules aren't very easy. They're all pretty equal in terms of how tough they're going to be down the stretch. A couple of games, of course, against one another. But for the Lions, they have the Cowboys next week, then the Rams, Steelers, Vikings, Bears, and they've already lost to both those teams. So
every team you just listed,
they have not lost to the Bears. But
every team you've just listed that's remaining on the Lions schedule, they'll be like fighting for their lives the rest of the season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Rams are going to be fighting for that number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
So this is, if the Packers, right now the Lions are on the outside looking in of the playoffs. The Packers have an opportunity today, if they win this game, to make it that much more difficult for the Lions, forget the division, to even make the playoffs. Now, they'll have plenty of opportunities with some of the teams they're going to be going head-to-head with down the stretch, but the Packers win would go a long way, not just for them, and set up a, playing for first place in the division next week against Chicago, but it also then really harms an opponent that has done some damage to you over the last couple of years.
No doubt about that. All right, let's get to our game picks and predictions, some final thoughts ahead of Packers-Lions. Bryan Bulaga, the Super Bowl champion, we will start with you because your opinion is the most important.
Oh, yeah, it's the most important.
I stand by what I said.
Yes, sure. I'm going to go. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a fun one to watch. I think it's going to be the best of the day, in my opinion, because I think the other ones are going to be stinkers, in my opinion. But
I thought Chiefs Cowboys. I'm pretty excited for that matinee game. I think that speaking of fighting for your life, both of those teams really, really need a win.
Yeah, I don't like watching Dallas.
That's fair.
I'm going to go 28-31. Green Bay. That's what I'm going to go with.
28-31 Green Bay. Okay, so a shootout indeed.
Yep.
Okay, I like you picking the Packers. Gabe, where do you land today?
I'm going to go 27-24. Again, I think the biggest matchup of the day is how the Packers handle Jahmyr Gibbs. If they find a way, and look, it's going to be tough to do what they did in week 1, but if they find a way to slow him down enough, I think they're going to be able to get pressure on Jared Goff because of the injuries across the Lions' offensive line. Dan Orlovsky earlier this week on the Pat McAfee Show said he thought that the Lions were a bottom 5 pass-blocking unit. And again, the key for Jared Goff, if you give Jared Goff time or allow him to just take his, operate in the pocket, he can pick you apart. You get him off his spot just a little bit, that's when some of those turnovers that Blue was talking about earlier can potentially happen. And the way the Packers get to that is by slowing down Jahmyr Gibbs. Easier said than done, obviously, after the big game he had last week. But if they can find a way to just bottle him up, that's what's going to unleash this pass rush. That's what's going to open things up for the Packers defensively and allow them to force turnovers and get the sacks that are needed against Jared Goff.
I don't have a super strong feeling about who's going to win this game. I do have a strong feeling that I think it is close, it is back and forth, and it is down to the wire. As I've mentioned a few times, even this segment, but really all 3 hours we've been with you here on Green Bay Game Day, is both of these teams could really use the win. There are some big implications to both the winner and the loser of this game. The loser part, a little bit more strong for Detroit because they are back behind the Packers as it stands right now in the NFC North and NFC standings. The Packers still get the Bears twice, so that certainly helps their case even if they lose today in the division. I'm picking Detroit just because I'm hoping for a reverse jinx, because I said it at the very top of the show, fellas, as we were all getting connected here on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ. My entire day rides on this game. the mood of my day rides on this game because I am an emotional roller coaster. I am in a glass case of emotion, and if they lose, I will probably not be all jolly and warm the rest of the day. I guess it depends on how many drinks I have at Thanksgiving, but that's where I'm at right now. So there you go. Happy Thanksgiving. That's my closing remark.
I guess I have to do a PSA since you did that. Don't be like Alex. Enjoy the game. If the Packers lose, you certainly can be disappointed with the team, but be thankful that you're going to get to spend some time with your family, with your friends, whoever you happen to be with today.
Yes.
Gabe, stop sounding rational.
Holiday. Don't let it ruin your day.
Stop sounding rational with a man that has his life and emotions in check, because that's something I will never act like on this program. A big thanks to Bryan Bulaga, to Jason Wilde, to Rob Demovsky, to Gabe Neitzel for joining us throughout the program. And a big thanks to our producers who stepped up here on this holiday and spent some time away from their loved ones to make sure we can bring this to you on ESPN Wisconsin 620 WTMJ. Will Summers is the executive producer of these programs. Greg Hill over on WTMJ, and Owen Dimple at ESPN Madison. Appreciative of those fellas on this Thanksgiving. Green Bay Game Night coming up right after the game. Enjoy Packers-Lions. Enjoy Thanksgiving. This has been Green Bay Game Day.
This season, give gifts that are always a win. Island Resort and Casino gift cards, gaming and dining, poolside fun and overnight stays. Gift cards unlock endless island adventures, like championship golf rounds on Sweetgrass and Sage Run, a blissful escape to the drifts